Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fan cams after the Blues beat the Bombers 15-6-96 to 9 goals, 16-70, 26-point win at the MCG. It's exactly what we wanted. It's exactly what we needed. The 12-month circle comes to fruition, and I feel like that'll be part of the reflection tonight. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We are brought to you by Mr. Oud Koken. Appreciate his support. Want to get as many of you in the chat tonight as we possibly can. We've got a public holiday tomorrow, so don't worry about how late we go. We'll just keep going. The link is in the chat. If you want to come in, hit the link. If you can't get in, then you'll have to wait for a little bit. But I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Might pour a glass of red and enjoy it. And we'll go from there. These are the special times. Here we go. 9-4 at the bye. Let's get Pommy in. Hello, mate.
Hey, mate. I think it's fitting. You know, King's birthday. You know what I mean? Sending victorious, happy and glorious, Lord to reign over us. God save the sink. Tell you what, absolutely towed up that melt, isn't he? Fucking, what's he called? I've just got a message from Chincotta. He sent me a picture of him getting home. This is what he sent me. He texts me going, "Hey, Pommy, who's this fucking wet wipe in me pocket?" I was like, never seen him before, mate. I've heard he's pretty good, though. But yeah, hey, tell you what, how good's this? You know what? We could sit here and digest the game, but I mean, let's be honest. The game writes itself. You don't need to fucking watch that again. But just, I want to take a moment just to remind ourselves. This time last year, man. You know what I mean? Like, we were fucking low.
Yeah.
Lower than a snake's dangly bit. Weren't we this time last year? And you know what? I actually went through. One of my mates messaged me this time every year. So he's an Essendon fan, a good mate of mine, and he'll be hurting. But he's always respectful. And it made me go through the messages you guys and girls sent me and the messages I was sending. I had to scroll. And fuck me, we were low. And just what a difference a year makes, eh? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We are professional. We are up for the task. We don't let you down. We are a team that has been molded in the furnace of dog shittery. And we have come out the other end, you know, hairy-chested, bullish, and ready for war. And you know what? The boys went out today and it was a war. And you know what? They're back, man. They're back. Believe in these fuckers. Alex nails it. 20 wins, 6 losses in 12 months. These boys are the real deal, man, and start paying it. Start paying it a bit for them.
Yeah, they were so sharp in the first half, weren't they? They really set that game up. It was just, yeah, I couldn't help but reflect. All I was saying after the final siren was, "Wow, what a 12 months." It was, I don't know, it was calm-ish. I was a little bit nervous in that third quarter, but you've got to withstand. I actually felt like what I saw from Essendon was the old us, you know, gallant, put the pressure up, couldn't capitalize on the scoreboard. And I'm just so grateful that we're on the other end of that now.
Mate, you know what? Shout out to a good mate of mine on this channel, Max Herridge. His dad sent me this. It's like a history of the rivalry. I found myself in the bath last night reading it, and yeah, you know what? That was a war, man. That third quarter, yeah, it was a little bit meh, but I said it on the watch along. That was the best Essendon had. Like that was their dicks waving quarter. That was them flexing their muscle, and we never looked troubled. Do you know what I mean? We never looked troubled. We just took it on the chin. And there was a little bit of Alexander Usyk about us. It was like, all right, you've had your best. And the fourth quarter, we showed there was a bit of a class difference. And this week, man, you've got 7 days. Like, do you remember the bye last year? it fucking Jesus Christ. This time last year, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Mrs. Pom put it in perspective to me today before I went live. And she was just like, no matter what happens, remember you apologised at the end of the stream this time last year to everyone that they supported such a shit football club and that they had to watch it. And it dawned on me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt a personal obligation last week, and it was great this week to just enjoy it. And, you know, Paul Hill's in chat. I mean, I was telling you about my first sexual experience in the third quarter. Like, it was cruisy, bro. I said, when Pom starts chatting bare shit, it's game over.
That's when you know. Yeah. They've done this a couple of weeks now.
Was there a fire drill at the G as well? Because there was.
Don't worry, I asked the question. I got a little bit lippy at the end there. There's a bloke that left about 5-10 minutes into the fourth quarter, and I just asked him, mate, where are you going? Like, where are you going?
We started chanting, is there a fire drill? Is there a fire drill? Hey, mate, tell you what, that was good. That was a good, accomplished performance. It's not one that you write home about, but you've only got to watch Sydney today. That there is a level to beat Sydney that requires 4 quarters engaged, ready to burn. But I said it at half time, and I'll clip this. If you're a Sydney fan, clip this, because you can come back at me. I guarantee you Sydney don't win this flag. They do not win it. Categorically, unequivocally, they will not do it. They're the favourites, but favourites falter. And it's us to get into that zone, to be ready for when they slip up. And that is the performance we saw today, a professional performance. Like, history is stacked against Sydney at the moment. No side floats to the title. They will have their misstep. And that misstep, mark my words, will come in a final. It'll come in a final. And it's about operation get ready. And for me, the biggest test of us, the biggest proof in the pudding is our rematch with Geelong. For me, the Adelaide game, we were dog shit. Teams played dog shit, right? The game against Sydney, teams played dog shit. But the Geelong game is the game that if you lose, you don't win the flag. That's the game where we look at ourselves and we should be disappointed. We were in it till the end. This is the chance for redemption. For me, Geelong are the team that can probably be the next in best dressed. Wow, beat them, and that's it, man. That's it. But there is a belief in this side, and I tell you what, we can win ugly, we can win sexy. I'm up for it. Let's get behind these fuckers. Get behind these boys. These boys are... There's something about them, man. There's something about them. I am starting to believe with everything that is me in these boys. There is something cooking.
You know, when I looked, I mean, I know that the stats on the surface aren't everything, but when De Koning is your leading possession getter, when Walsh and Cripps aren't as prolific, anywhere near as prolific as what they can be, when you've got 10 individual goal kickers, like, just to find a different way, when you've got an Essendon team that comes at you like that, like they did in the third quarter, and it was such a well-rounded performance. We're seeing that a bit more over the last month. Wow, we're going to dare to dream again this year. Like, we're going to go on that run and we're going to have a crack at it again. Like, for real.
Mate, you've got to be. You've got to be confident. You've got to be confident. Like, you have to be. This was a game old Carlton lose.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, I saw the Twitter comments, and you know what? I don't buy into it because we talked about it on Footy Abroad. You can't kibosh something. You can't curse it. It's not real. But everyone was confident. And there is something about these boys that when the going gets tough, they start to rise. And I'm telling you, I know Sydney look unbeatable. But Tyson Fury looked unbeatable. And a midget Ukrainian battered him with smarts and intellect and ego. Do you know what I mean? He used it against him. We've just got to be in there, man. And I'm telling you, this side, they've played finals now. They're hungry and they're starting to build something special. And you know what? No disrespect to Essendon. It was easy to say. It was easy to say they've played nobody. They ain't mugs, though.
Yeah.
And we've seen that this year. You go in with mug attitude, you get done. These boys put them to the sword, kept them at arm's length for 99% of that game. That's as close to as good as you can be. Week off now. Enjoy it. Chill out. And fuck me, let's come back. And you know what does turn me on? Adam Cherrett added to this side gives me the horn. Mate, honestly. And you know what? Pom Cotter kicking 2 goals. Could the cunt smile, though? Kick 2 goals. Most miserable fucker I've ever seen.
Well, mate, he's all business. He's so committed to his role. It's almost too committed to his role. But we love it.
Good job, Army, to celebrate for the guy. Hey,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I celebrated more when my nan died than when he kicked them 2 goals. Fuck me.
Yeah.
What a disgrace.
Man, can't tell you the pressure release when Durds took the mark, the contested mark.
Oh, you know what as well? Fucking Corey Durden copying hate. Thank Christ he kicked that goal. Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
And when he took the mark, I was so happy for him. You know, it's been tough. He's been out of form. He hasn't been able to get it done, but he had his moment. So yeah, look, we tick along. Motlop looked like he played well in the VFL today, so that's a conversation for next week after. They were 9-4.
He did, but let's be honest, the 4th quarter, and then look at this 4th quarter, and that's what I say to people when you watch the VFL, put them in situations.
Yeah.
The game was there to be won in the 4th quarter. Did Motlop win the game, or did he attempt to win the game in the VFL? Answer is a big fat no. That 4th quarter, you needed someone to stand up and deliver, someone to stand and deliver. And that's what we're built on. That Sam Walsh and Cripps, anonymous the 3rd quarter, but people did their job to keep that score in the same margin. 4th quarter, the boys did. Everyone came out. Mate, this is good times, man. Vibes are high. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Son.
Mate, vibes are fucking high. This time last year, you and me were just looking at each other biscuit-arsed.
Sitting there, mate. This time last year, we had an intervention. I said to you, mate, is it worth it? Like, give me something. And you're like, Tez, I don't think I can give you anything that's going to make it feel better.
Mate, this time last year, I was questioning a lot about my life. like absolutely everything in my life, I was questioning, brother.
Yeah. Nah, look, I'm glad we went through it. I'm glad we got the humbling, and I'm glad that we have learnt the lessons, and now we're watching a professional Carlton outfit now. It's so good.
You know what? Before I fuck off, I've just got to share something with you. I just want you all, just honestly, all of you, just do something, because this is blagging my head, and I don't know if it's real. And that's what scares me when Pom thinks, is this real life? And you know me, I like to stay in the present, but chat, just check this fucking thing out. Look at that, baby.
Wow.
Second. It's real.
It's real. It's
we're
9
fucking second, baby. In a bye. We get at least 6 days to enjoy that.
It's brilliant. It's special. These are the times, mate. These are the times we begged for. We're living them right now. It's good.
Gotta keep doing it now. Do you know what I mean? Keep doing it. And fuck me, how good are the boys though? Like, it's hard to. I made a big call last week on ratings. I haven't done the ratings yet, but I said that usually when you win player most improved, you're due a 9.
Yeah.
Chin Cotter's got to be close to a 9, hasn't he?
Close to a 9. 2 goals. Wow. What can I say? I'm speechless at him.
Hey, mate, you know what? Tell you what, whoever makes these dolls, make me a Pom Cotter doll, because I might fall off, Charlie. I might just be full team Pom Cotter now. I'm full in.
It's special. Mate.
But you know what? Peace, love, and light. I love you all. Can't wait to do ratings. We've got loads of shows in your buy, so don't enjoy it. Just enjoy it. And I love you, Tez, and I love you, chat.
Love you too, mate. Thank you for everything.
Winning a fucking flag!
Oh gosh. Catherine Chadwick, welcome to membership. Rowan has ticked over 45 months as a member of this channel. Bet that was enjoyable at the ground. It was special. Stephen Dunlop, $3 donation. Thank you, mate. Redemption boys, let's go. Sandy Falcone with $15 up and about. Brian with $15. Thank you very much. Super kind. I got young Zach Borg, mate. Get in here, mate. Get in here.
Tez,
Mate.
how good, mate. How good. The Baggers are second. We're second, Tez. We prayed for times like this.
This is it, Zach. This is it, young man.
This is it. We went through all of it, and it's so good to watch a profession, like watch a top two side, like just go out there and just smash the Bombers. We humbled them, Tez. Like, you know what I find fun? I find funny? The Essendon edge. That's what I find funny, Tez. That's what I find funny. Well, there's a lot to talk about. Like, it was so good. Like some of the standout players, I reckon everyone played well, but I think like Pommy mentioned him before, Chincotta. He's like a Chris Judd out there with his bald head. He just gives me Chris Judd vibes in the midfield. Tez,
mate, he was special. He completely nullified Zach Merritt. I mean, Zach Merritt's a star. Of the
100%, of course.
I'll tell you what, I think we need to start talking about Elijah Hollins a bit more. Isn't he something?
Oh, of course, 100%. Like, he kicked 3. I think wasn't he like a top goal scorer? He kicked 3.
He was our leading goal kicker.
He was everywhere, Tess. He's so good to watch. And, I think what gives him real confidence is that he has his brother that plays with him as well. So sometimes when he goes into the midfield and like he's just with his brother, and then it just all comes together, and it's really good. And we also don't talk about we haven't talked about George Stewart yet. Now, well, we've said after I think it was after that Sydney game, I think we said that we were like too slow, I think, in the midfield. But George Stewart is an absolute beast. His ball movement is what just sets up the midfield, and it's going to be so interesting to see what the team's going to look like when Chera comes back. So, how did you see how he played today, Tez? What did you like what he did?
I thought we were really sharp and focused in the first half. I thought that was one of the more clinical first halves I've seen us play. I thought the Bombers were, and they have been all year, they've been really good in third quarters. They came out, they reminded me of us of yesteryear, a little bit, try really hard, just didn't capitalize on the scoreboard. And then I thought the fourth quarter was the flex, and it was just, we're too good. We're
too good, and I reckon TDK was an absolute beast today. Like, some of the performances that he's had is so good. He's a king. I mean, He had 23 touches. I think he had about 19 hitouts. He had 11 clearances. And I think he had about how many contested possessions did he have again?
Who's that, DeConing?
Yeah, DeConing.
He had 17 contested possessions. He had 24 where he let out
the way he just moves the ball out of the middle and just gets it forward is so good. Anyway, it was a good game. Up the Baggers, Terry! Come on! Give us the Baggers. Go the Blues. Have a good night.
Riley. Back that up, mate.
Right, that was absolutely sensational. I mean, there's just levels to this game. It's that simple. Very composed, very sharp, and you are certainly right in saying Essendon reminded you and I of us of yesteryear. I mean, their fans going, "Oh, we won the inside 50 count." I didn't know David Teague was at Essendon these days. But
they tried over hard.
No, they were trying over hard. Got distracted by finals, right? No, they're very composed. That's Tom DeConing's best game for the club. He was absolutely enormous tonight. He worked Goldstein into the ground. It was a very even battle early. George Stewart, very strong. Chincotta, he's going to get home tonight. He's going to find Zach Merritt in his pockets. Elijah Holland's very composed. No, you can't not be happy with that. I think we are clearly right now the second best team in the league.
Yeah.
And, we are setting ourselves up very nicely for a strong run home into the finals. And I think, this is a side that evidently looks like they're going to go very deep. And I will say, as much as I've, at times, and we all have criticised Andrew, Russell and, the management of injuries, when these boys are out there, they look fucking fit and they run out games hard. And it happened again tonight. That huge performance.
I don't remember a time where none of our midfielders have more than 25 touches. Our ruckman leads our possessions with 24, but it didn't matter. There was such an even spread around the ground.
Yeah, exactly. And, we had to absorb for a period of time. We did. And it seemed just like, from watching from afar without going deep in the stats, like quite a low possession sort of a game. A lot of uncontested marks at certain stages, keeping off, working for us towards slingshot. It was even. I can't really say there was a bad performer out there tonight. Everyone had their key moments. Yes, there were a couple. Players had a couple of blues, but they stood up when they needed to. And I think Zach Williams as a forward and what he brings into that forward line, because he's. If you look at the forward pressure since he's gone up there in the last 3 weeks, it's really flipped the dynamic in that forward half. Mm-hmm. And that was where probably a lot of people criticised him as a defender, was that his defensive pressure and work rate that way wasn't up to the standard. But as a forward, he reads it so well. It's a revival.
There's 2 passages of play tonight which are symbolic of how good the move for Zach Williams has been going forward. So the first one was, we're going forward. I think the ball goes to him. He might have dropped the mark potentially, but he's got some midfield craft to have the contested possession to kick it out. I think Fogarty ends up getting on the end of it, kicks a goal. And then in the fourth quarter, ball comes into Charlie. Charlie sort of contests the ball. Zach stays on the ground, crumbs it, reads it, kicks to the goal on his left. And it's just little two moments which result in a goal and a goal assist. And I mean, you look at it now, it's like, it was so obvious, but he's experienced, he's got midfield craft, he's got stoppage craft, he's got contested possession craft, and he's got ground level craft.
Absolutely. And in his career, and again, he's been maligned, but he's always been that type to play well in big games. Stand up in key moments. Everyone talks about that, prelim that he played at GWS against the Pies, but that's not isolated. He stands up in big moments and big games relatively consistently, and he did it again tonight. So I was very happy with him. I think what's going to be a real interesting storyline the second half of the year, you have 3 players that are currently out of the side, injured or otherwise, that most would deem clearly best 22. That's Chera, Martin, Cottrell. Who goes out? I think probably the only one in the nicest way is probably Jack Carroll, probably exits the side for Chera. But beyond that, who is it?
You're not dropping a Fogarty, a Chincotta at the moment. I mean, you want Lockie Cowan. I mean, that young man, Lockie Cowan, he is just standing up.
He's like Blake Hardwick. He's Blake Hardwick as a defender. And that's a great thing. So you just don't know. And you want that sort of depth. But there are going to be some very unlucky blokes heading into the back half of the year.
No doubt about it. Mate, we're talking about a good, reliable Carlton team. Oh, my God, I can't even tell you.
No, it's a really good feeling. And, Friday week, we owe the Cats one after what happened a couple of months ago. And then for what was an absolute gauntlet of a draw, it really, you shouldn't be looking that far ahead, but it really opens up. It really opens up at the back end. So it's top 4. It's top 4 minimum, I think, from this point now has to be the expectation. We are second. This is the first time we've gone this far into a season and been second since 2001.
Wow.
But there's some perspective for you. You have to be aiming top 2 because you have, the way Sydney are going, and they're going to manage some plays in the back end of the year. They'll go deep. Now, do I think they're certainties for the flag? Absolutely not. But do you want to play them in finals? No. So top 2 has to be, and you get 2 finals in Melbourne. That's the aim now, and the season's that wide open. There's no reason we can't.
Yeah. Mate, let the good times roll. It's good to have you
Let
back.
the good time. Good. See you soon, man.
See ya. Amazing. Damien, what a difference a year makes. Go Baggers. Spot on, mate. Lewis, going overseas with a smile on my face. Sad can't watch them all with you all, but top 2, baby. Up the Baggers. Lewis, we might need to cancel that trip, mate. Tim with the $5 donation says, can we get Doc out for grand final day? Mate, absolutely we can. All right, Jason, what's up?
Hey, there's nothing better than beating the scum sunny Santorini.
You're in Santorini? Amazing.
How good is this? Yeah, baby. So good. Got to
Wow.
stream the game. I've been abroad for the last month and a half, and this is the first game I've actually been able to watch. So, yeah, how good.
Mate, you are living the blue abroad dream right there.
Yeah. I watched. I saw the scores last week. I think I was in France, and I checked the scores in the morning for the Port Adelaide Carlton game, and it wouldn't load, and it took a while to load, and it was surreal because I watch every game. So I was waiting for the scores to load, and then when I saw 36 points, I absolutely fucking lost it. But actually got to watch the game today, and I wasn't missing this one. No way.
It's too important, mate. It's too important. Where are you from in Australia?
Melbourne, of course.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was great. Got a little bit nervous in the third quarter, but I really think we controlled the game early on and set ourselves up. And I always thought fourth quarter we'd come firing, and just to see Tom DeConning, I think add to last week as well. Like I did look at the stats and saw that his disposal count and around the ground he was quite good. And to see him become our main possession getter was quite special. And I think it's quite similar with. I think you kind of need to have those games where you're in control, and your midfielders aren't on top. I think like during Richmond's time on top, I remember looking at their stats, and they weren't a very heavy possession team, and they relied a lot on their forward pressure, and they had a lot of good small forwards, and I think the game was won up forward today. There hasn't been many times where we've actually said our forward line's won the game, but I think that this week, our forward line really got on top and won us the game. So Elijah Hollands, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What a steal.
We found another one in that. I mean, such a low-key move. Not many people saw it coming. He has fitted in seamlessly. Runs hard, tackles, plays with grit, determination, kicks goals, takes his moments, does the team thing. Yeah, and that's probably a career best game for him, to be fair.
Doesn't miss a moment. Whenever he has a set shot, he nails it. And it's kind of like Owies. Like, whenever he's having a set shot, he's going to kick it. And I don't want to jinx it, touch wood, but like every time that he has a set shot, he's nailing that set shot. And Alex Chincotta, like what a move.
Yeah.
Like he backed up last week. He shut down his opponent last week, got put into midfield, done it again against probably the Brownlow medal favourite, and absolutely shut him down. Like, you can't ask much more than that. Like we're adding layers to this team that we didn't even know we had.
Yeah.
And I'm talking Chincotta, I'm talking Zach Williams. Like, I remember, like I like to kind of compare previous premiers, and there's always a shuffle in the team that allows the team to become the premiers. And I think it was Geelong with Max Rook. He was a half-back flanker, different type of defender to Zach Williams, but they put him in half-back, and he started against Geelong in the against St Kilda in the 2009 grand final. And I think Zach Williams can become that player for us. Like, what does he kick? 9 goals in 4 games now?
Something like that.
Yeah. Like, and I actually thought about it a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, he could I thought he could definitely become that link player between midfield and forward. And lo and behold, Vossi made the move, and here we are. Zach Williams needs to stay in that forward line.
Mate, happy days. Happy days. You're in Santorini. You're in a great part of the world. Are you back for finals? What's the story?
Of course, I'll be back for the Geelong game, and yeah, I watched the Geelong game with some family last time, and I said to myself, I'm like, we're a little bit off, but I feel like we've got another gear to go, and against Geelong next time, we're going to beat them. And speaking of that gear, I feel like we're going to bridge that gap against Sydney as well. Like, Sydney are definitely the favourites at the moment, but I feel like we've got that gear to go, and we're going to bridge that gap and be pretty level with where they're at right now. So, yeah, no, it's pretty good. The Essendon edge, eh? You know, it's funny when you come up against a team that's actually good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, thanks for calling in. I don't know how you got such great reception in Santorini, but we'll take it. Enjoy your time, and we'll speak soon.
The Wi-Fi's good here.
All right, mate. Go Blues.
No worries. Go Blues.
Joe Adamo, get in here, mate.
No, I'm not happy with that one. I was bored. I was bored. I wanted a bit more excitement, you know. And I'm not happy. I'd rather just put them away by 10 goals. Fuck off. Fuck off. I'll tell you something. We weren't that convincing tonight. And I looked at the scoreboard at the end, and we still almost kicked 100 points, and we won by 5 goals.
Believe that.
These are very, very different times for us. Yeah. I was calm the whole game. I've never, ever felt so calm in a game of football. Like, even in that third quarter, we tape it off. I thought, all right, they've had their patch. They haven't put us away. We'll have 5 minutes, which we did in the fourth. And it'll be shut the gates. We're just so good. We're just so good. It's crazy. It's crazy. We have waited like decades for this. Think about it. Decades for this shit. It's really nice, man. It's really nice.
You know what else is not spoken about as much? Probably because the circumstances happened so early in the year. We've had to find a new way to build the team. Doherty's a part of the team going into the year, an important part. Silvani's an important part of the team going into the year structurally. We've had to figure that out, as well as have the injury situation that we did after opening round. And we're still 9-4. Like, it's very impressive.
And we've got another gear that we didn't see tonight, which is scary.
Yeah.
We know we've got another gear on top of what we showed tonight, because we've seen it the last couple of weeks. And for me, if I'm an opposition team and I'm looking at Carlton, I'm scared, like, genuinely, because we've just got so many layers now. Like, whoever, I think it was Jason, he said we've got layers. We've got layers that we don't even know that we had.
Yeah.
And it's come in a flurry all of a sudden. Tonight, I know you're going to agree with this. Tonight was very cathartic for me. That was really nice.
It was medicinal.
We spoke today. We spoke earlier today. I said it's going to be full circle, and it was, man. That's a full circle moment for this football club.
Yeah, there was no. Yeah, I mean, it was just. I hate Essendon, all of that. After the siren, when I was like, I don't even care about Essendon. Like, I don't even care. Like,
I was waving.
Got bigger and better and more important things to worry about now. Like, I literally, that final siren went, I'm like, we're making a run. We're making a run for it this year. For real.
I was waving. They left our section 2 minutes into the last quarter. That was nice, just to give them the receipt from last year when we had to cop it. But that's full circle, man. That's a year to the day when it felt like the walls were caving in, and what are we doing? And are we really going to go back there? And, same time, same place, same oppo, different result. This is different. These are different times for us. These are times that neither you nor I can remember. And that's just a fact.
It's all new. I believed in these guys since last year, the way it ended. I believed in what they did, because to get out of where they were and end where they did, I thought, you know what, something's happened. Right on board this year. And not that ever waned, but mate, you could have made the case potentially after the last year that maybe they get a little bit complacent. That doesn't seem to have happened. They look a lot more consistent across quarters now. Teams have to play really good to beat us, like really good. We're hard to beat for the most part. And mate, we're here. The times have arrived. This is it.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is it. It's I don't know. It's just nice. It's just a nice feeling.
It's calm. It's numb, but in a good way.
It's not even numb. It's just I'm just enjoying it, and I think we all should. Like, we can get caught up. We, as I said tonight to the group that I was sitting with, some of our supporters are just never going to be happy, unfortunately, because I still heard some comments, and I just laughed, and I thought, you know what, if that's the way it's going to be, it's the way it's going to be. But for me, I'm just enjoying this, man. Like, we weren't convincing, but at the end of the day, we won 3/4 of football. We won the game by 5 goals. Put the game to bed pretty early in the last, and I don't know, if that's not a relaxing night at the footy, I don't know what is, to be honest, because that was as boring as it gets for me.
Yeah. Well, you're back. Are you jet lagged? How are you feeling?
I was jet lagged until tonight, and I think this has sparked me, so it's nice. I should get a full night's sleep tonight, but yeah, I'm back. Good to be back.
It's good to have you back, mate. Pieces are falling together.
We're back in the studio tomorrow night, 8 o'clock after the Blue Broad show, the three of us.
Yep.
Jules is going to get his flowers tomorrow night. He's been banging on about turnover and the one ruck system all year, and me and Dan have challenged him. But I did say if Tom continued what he did against Gold Coast, against Port and Essendon, I'd get on board, and I'm well truly on board. That's Pito's got to earn his spot now. That's it's very, very clear the way forward. Very clear. There's a few that are going to have to earn their spot. Chera's another one. I don't know where he fits. I really don't. Like, it's why mix with a winning formula? We're absolutely steamrolling teams at the moment.
Yeah. It's the ruck situation. I know that we can fall into the debate of which one is it. I think what it's become now is the whole division on the list is a luxury. Because if Tom's ever sore or ever in need of a rest, the backup is pretty good. Like, he's more than capable. We now have this ability to get Tom cherry right when finals comes around. If we get there, we should. But anything can happen. But it's a luxury what we have on the list now. That's where it's evolved. It's elevated. Both of them, they've elevated. And Tom's a midfielder. What is he?
Oh, his game tonight was phenomenal. That is his highest rated game ever in his career.
Yeah, right. Wow.
And he beat his previous highest rated game, which was last week. So he's just building. And when you got a talent like that is finding that sort of form, you got to stick with it and just give him the keys and say, go for it, man. Like, take it by the horns. Keep doing it each week. He's winning this game. That's 3 votes tonight. It has to be. So yeah, it's scary what we can do in the back half of this year. Because, like, even a player like Charlie, who is still leading Coleman, he's still having a fantastic year. He's breaking records left, right, and centre. But he's got another gear that we haven't seen. Like, that is scary, man. There are players on our list that have another gear that we haven't seen. And it's like, once that clicks, forget about it. Like, forget it. It's over. It is over for everyone. It's done. Like, I just laugh, man, because I've just got so much trust in this process, in this team, in these players, in this system. Like, the trust is there. It's 100% complete.
It's beautiful, mate. It's fucking
the
beautiful.
Best. It's the best. It's the best.
It is. It's good. Look, it's good to have you back. See you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. after the BA show.
Yes.
Mate, let's get a good bye, rest in, and then we've got to make it a title charge.
We genuinely are. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
All right, man. Take care.
I'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Ciao.
Aiden.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How's that? That was pretty far out. I got a bit nervous throughout the game. I can't even lie. I don't know why. I've always felt that tension in me. I can't lie. I kind of didn't really watch the third quarter, but apparently what I saw, it was kind of pretty bad. But again, man, far out. We got the job done. It's all that matters. And the first half was pretty good, wasn't it? I don't know. I watched it on my computer, so I don't know how you saw it at the game. But how did we look setting up when they got the ball back in their transition?
Mate, we looked clinical. We were efficient. I thought we looked focused. And I thought the Bombers had no answers for it. We punished them. Our rebound game was exceptional. I thought it was as clinical as, we've been all season.
Yeah, I know. And one highlight that I saw, it transitioned to a goal. I think it was the second quarter. We got it from half back. Newman kicked it to the corridor. I think it was Newman. He kicked it to the corridor, and then whoever got in the corridor, they kicked it to someone who was forward, and then we resulted in a goal out of that. I thought that piece of play was honestly beautiful. But look, man, they deserved what they got. Honestly, after last year, they deserved it, and I have to agree. Far out, we are probably the best team in the competition, second best, sorry, but yeah, we're just building, and yeah, can't lie, it was kind of a boring game of footy, but good teams play boring at times, but it was good to get the job done. Who were your standouts today? I thought that what's his name? I thought far out, Sincotta was amazing. Cowan was pretty good. He kept Martin quiet in the fourth quarter, so Vossi did something there. But yeah, what about you?
Elijah, Brody Kemp. I actually even thought George Hewitt was excellent tonight.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, in his 50th game, got a goal, deserved it. Very good, loved it. But look, man, now we got the bye, got to rest up. We're on to Geelong after that, and then we can get onto a run because I reckon that we can go very far. I said home preliminary final. I now think that we should. There's no reason for us to not go for this whole thing. To be honest with you, we are unreal. But yeah, man, I'm actually pumped. Fuck, I can't.
Get excited, mate. Get excited.
I'm pumped. I had about 5 dreams in the last 6 months that we won the grand final. If it happens, I'm actually gonna. I don't know what I'll do.
Mate, we're all going to be crying here on the fan cams when we win the granny. That's for sure. So
just imagine Cripps just holding it up. I can't believe it. That'll be better than when I had my first child, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'll see you later. And fucking, we're on a title charge. We're going for this thing.
Good stuff, Aiden.
All
see
right.
you, mate.
See ya. Bye.
Hello, Jade.
Hello. How good is that?
How are you, my Italian friend?
Good. How you doing?
I'm so good.
How good was the game? Was it good?
Yeah, it was. I was confident. It's like on paper, I'm like, yeah, we're definitely the better side, but you don't know until you see it. And yeah, they're just too good. They're just way too clinical.
Yeah, no, it was good. I was like the build up to it. I was a bit, feeling, the nerves. It's normal. You're going to games feeling like that, but then when we got started, I was like, no, we've come here to do the job, get the job done. It looked like that from the very beginning, and I don't know. I feel like we've just gone to a complete other level in our game. It's like I heard others say, like it can sometimes be quite scary to see what we can really do and what we're capable of. But all-round team performance tonight, like Tom TDK was great, Chincotta was great, Elijah was fantastic as well, like kick 3. But yeah, it was just even Charlie had his moments, like and his vision too, when he, even if he's not going to kick the goal, what he can see and what he can set up, and just those little things. And yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Good game.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Harry kicks a goal pretty early in the piece, doesn't really trouble the scoreboard after that. Charlie obviously kicks his two. It wasn't a game where we relied on them really. I mean, structurally they're important. What they do
Yeah.
to provide a target always going to be important. So from that point of view, they definitely played their role. But it wasn't a game where the stars in lights dominated. It was a game where it was just so well rounded, like really mature.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. Everyone took their moments and played their roles, and yeah, they just did it with such ease. And yeah, it looks really easy now than what it used to look like, which is like, that means you've gone you've taken that next step, and that's exactly what every Carlton supporter should be happy about. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so it was good. My mum went to the game, and my sister took her two kids. Yeah, they enjoyed it. The kids loved it. It was their first game actually. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so they loved it. Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's a good time. Yeah. It's crazy. 12 months ago, we sat here. I was sitting like back there. I remember I was eating. I bought onion rings and chips and chicken nuggets, and I was like done. I was like completely devastated. I remember walking back from the G to the train, and I was kind of reminiscing. Usually when I leave a game, I try and get home as quickly as possible. Tonight, I was like just walking, embracing every step. I was just chilling. I was like, oh, wow, like, you really got to enjoy these moments when they're here, because 12 months ago, we were morbid, all of us on here.
Yeah. Definitely a different feel. Definitely feel. And you know how sometimes you get to go into the club and interview some of the players?
Yeah.
You got to put Elijah on your list.
I would love to. I mean, to be honest, I don't really have one. Whoever they give me, I just do it. I'd love to talk to Elijah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the way he goes about it. I love his story of redemption, story of a second chance. Comes to the right environment for him, and isn't he something? He's only 22, 23, I think.
Yeah. And he just plays a really professional, calm type of football. It's pretty impressive so far. And he's just come into our team. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. It's very good. Well, what's on the cards for you today, Italy?
Sunday afternoon, 3:34. I'm by the sea actually, so I'll probably just go take a walk on the beach. Actually, the clouds have opened up, so there's a bit of sun now, but this morning it was cloudy. So I'll probably just go take a walk on the beach and just chill.
Amazing. Well, you enjoy, and go Blues.
Go Blues. Have a good one, Terry.
Amazing. If there's anybody else who's around the world, please call in, because it gives me life when you call in from around the world. All right, Asia. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
So good.
So good. So good. I thought I had my delusional cap on before you guys started here, and I was like, no, everyone feels this way. Like we're fucking doing it. Like what? It was just so good to watch. Like just everyone doing their part, and yeah, it just feels phenomenal.
Yeah, we're not relying on individuals to like carry us. We've got a team. We've got a team of stars, but they played a real team game today. There were moments where the defense needed to step up. They were challenged. I feel like I'm in a state of flow. Maybe it's the wine.
Yeah.
But I just feel
it could be. But yeah, it's because like I remember we'd win games and people would be like, oh, but like if you stop Charlie, you stop Carlton. And you're like, well, what have you got now? Like, what are you going to do now? You have, and I go, like, I feel like I don't have anything else to add because everyone's talking about obviously how amazing Elijah was and TDK and Chincotta, but like, we have to give these people their props. Like, how does that even happen? Like, oh, they're just incredible. I'm just blown away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we're 9-4. at the bye. How have you viewed the season as a whole?
I'm one of those people that I just think I'm a very optimistic person. Like I very much just enjoy the game and kind of take it on. So I'm feeling great. Like if you had told us, and I was talking to my dad about it, I said, if you told us this time last year we would be 9-4 sitting second on the ladder, I would have been like, well, you're crazy. I was just like, yeah, right. Like, thanks for that one. Like, sure. But it doesn't feel real. I think that's one thing. It just feels so surreal. And yeah, I think we just have to enjoy it and enjoy the moment, but also don't be afraid to think of the future as well.
Well, I mean, correct. You got to believe so you can barrack, and you almost have to be willing to get hurt,
100%.
in order to get what you want. I mean, if you want something, you gotta believe in it. And I think there's a bit of a fear of belief over the last. I mean, I get it. I mean, we've been
100%.
a letdown for a long time, but this 12-month period is not the Carlton of the previous 20. It's just not. It's so different.
No, exactly. And I remember like my dad would always talk to me about like the 95 grand final and all of that stuff. And I'd be like, I never really kind of could understand it. And now you're like, oh, I get what it was like. Like I get why my dad and his dad all decided to go for Carlton in the first place. Because I think for a lot of us, it was a generational thing. Like I never had a choice with who I went for. It was just kind of been like, here's football, you're a Carlton fan. And I was like, okay. And so I never questioned it, but it was kind of like, well, we suck. And we did suck. But we can say that now because we don't suck anymore.
Yeah. It's great. You're in Perth from memory, is that right?
Yes. I just bought my tickets to the West Coast game as well. So I'll be there for that one, which will be good. Hopefully, actually, I say hopefully, I'm not concerned. So
very good. Very good. Well, thanks for calling in. It's good to see
No
you.
worries.
Love the hair.
Yes.
Fresh pink hair.
It is fresh. It's finally, I'm giving troll doll, but that's okay.
Okay. Also, is that a Carlton like bomber jacket?
Yeah, I got that when I was over in Melbourne a couple of weeks ago from the store. So yeah,
Cool.
got a rep even from home. So
you have to. You do a great job. Thanks, Asia.
Yeah. Okay, enjoy the rest of your night. See you guys. See you, Tez.
See ya. Amazing. All right, Lewis. Let's get you in and out, mate. You got to pack. You got to get out of this country, mate. What's going on?
I don't want to leave. I just don't want to leave. Can I stay? I don't want to leave, man. Like that was a great performance from our boys, wasn't it? I mean, I just think that this was to me a mature performance. Like Chincotta stood up, and what I love, Chincotta stood up, Elijah stood up, Williams was pretty good. He's been really good in our small forward role. He's been very good. It was not like Chai Kerno took over the game. It was not Ham Makita took over the game. And Tom DeConning was just phenomenal in the midfield. And it was not like Patrick Cripps and Sam Welsh. It was just our bottom six players. That was what made, I think, Cripps and Welsh and all those boys said, oh, no, they got this. There's this level of trust. Like, you can trust them now. Like, no matter, like, who they're facing now, you can trust them to get the job done. And that is what I've been waiting for in this group. And I said it in opening round, if Carlton beat Brisbane, we'll be finishing top 2. Carlton are now in top 2. This is it. If we can go on at a halfback of the season, being in the top 2, I'm saying this right now, I think to me we're winning the flag. This should be our year. And I just think for Bombers fans to booing Adam Sard, seriously, man, enough is enough. Stop booing him. Stop booing him. He is.
It got to the point. It got to the point where we had beaten them up throughout the game. That it just like it kind of the booing stopped kind of towards the end because they were just getting beat up. It was a bit embarrassing for them to boo him.
Yeah. Mate, hey, just let them boo. Just let them boo because you know that's all they can do, man. That's all they can do. I mean, they're just upset they didn't get the result. And the Essendon edge, what Essendon edge, man? What Essendon edge?
What edge,
they've got nothing, man. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna miss you and Blue Boyd when I go overseas because like I'm gonna miss watching the boys play. I'm gonna miss going on the fan cams, of course. And
Well, you're not going to come on the fan cams while you're away?
mate, I can't. I'm going to be too busy with my family. I'm going to be busy and there's different time zones, and I just can't do it.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of Blue Abroad.
Listen, man, I can't.
Anywhere in the world.
Terry. It's not like last year when I said I'm done with the fan cams. I'm gonna quit. It's like last year. This is like a break, like a little bit of a break.
Okay.
I will probably. If it makes you feel better, I'll probably do text you on Instagram saying how I feel about the game and what happened, what I like about if we win or if we lose. But when it comes to going overseas and just missing this the way that we're playing now and at this level is just it is gonna hurt. But right now, to be honest, I'm gonna live happily. I'm going to go on that plane and I'm just gonna go suck it, Pommes. I can now finally relax and not do anything. But anyway, I think I have to jet off now because I have to finish packing and
mate, sounds
good.
I'm
gonna be in a different country. So anyway, I'll miss every single one. I'm gonna miss everyone watching the fan cams. I hope Carlton continues this form and I come back on July 24th where we're facing the Prairie, where I'm gonna go. And yeah, I'm also gonna miss you, Terry. Just keep up the good work, mate, and I'll see you again on the fan cams. So yeah, man.
Good
Up the
man.
Baggers, top 2. Thank you.
Yep.
Top 2, winning the flag. What's
All
that?
Right. I said, have a
What's
safe
that?
flight.
Have a safe flight. Yeah. Hopefully.
Right,
thank you, man. Go Blues. See ya.
Go Blues. Oh, how good's that? All right, Andy.
What's going on, Tez?
12 months, bro. I said it to you after the game. 12 months.
You did.
Shit.
What a turnaround, bro. What a turnaround. From last year, like the lack of effort, the lack of tackling, we bullied them tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Like they had their run in the third, but we bullied them tonight.
Yeah. I think
we had our way with them.
We stunned them a little bit in that first half with how clear we were.
Bro, we took our chances, and we one of the things that really hurt us last year in our form slump was that we weren't taking our chances. We just took almost all our chances today, and that was the difference in the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, it was a bullying display of football tonight. I genuinely felt like we just put it over them. Essendon edge.
I don't know what your belief was like and what it's been like all year, but being at 9-4, I mean, I'm sure we all knew that we were capable, but what's your belief generally like of what the team can do this year?
I've said all year, after seeing the back end of last year, at our best, we can beat anyone.
Yeah.
At our best, we beat anyone. When we're not at our best, we're so easy to pull apart.
Yeah.
So I think we can win it. I truly believe we can win it. But then we have so much to fix up as well. Bro, we're second on the ladder going into the bye. That's crazy, yeah? After the Sydney loss, I remember telling everyone, just chill. It's not that bad. It will be all right. And it just shows you how even the comp is. I think we can, if things go our way and we play to our best abilities, no one can beat us, bro. But it's just finding that for 4 weeks in a row in September.
Yeah.
Well,
isn't that true? It's just timing. You just got to get it. I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about the health and the injuries and that, but all that really matters is you just win enough games to qualify for top 4, hopefully, and then just have as much of the list healthy and in form for that 6-week patch before the granny.
Exactly. And I feel like we've had that really hard patch of injuries, and I touch wood, it doesn't come back. But we got through it quite well. Like we got through it quite well. We won a few games. Yeah, the only game that really burns me is the Adelaide one. Like,
yeah. As we keep going week to week, it hit me last week for the first time. I was a bit all right with it at the start, and then after I watched Adelaide last week, I'm like,
yeah. Then they get done. Then they get done by Richmond, and it's like, bro, like it just hurt. And look, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. But yeah, I'm super confident of what we can achieve this year and next.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's really important to capitalize on what we're building right now. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm bullish. I'm confident. I felt like we needed to. I felt early in the season we would struggle because we had to replace two parts of the list that we play every week in Doc Silvani. I mean, Doc's a leader on the field. He's a coach. He's like a coach out there. So I felt the challenges were there. I think after watching the way we dismantled the Giants, I was like, okay, no, we're good. We're fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm just optimistic, but this is the best I've ever seen. So of course I'm going to be optimistic.
Yeah. As we should all be, bro. Like,
yeah. I think the time for looking at something wrong is behind us, and it's like, at what point are we going to see that? Like they're committed. They're all committed. There's no doubt about the commitment levels of everyone on that team or at the club. Or I think maybe we all got. I mean, you were here 2019, 20 on the fan cams. We're watching the way that they would apply themselves. Like, it's so different, the application now.
Absolutely. You got 23 players each week who are genuinely wanting to make an impact. Yeah. Like, I've been a big critic of Durden this year, right? Yeah. I've been a massive critic of him. I'll put my hand up. What he was able to do with his opportunity tonight is exactly what we need from him. And I'll give him every prop because the pressure was on him. Like people, and myself included, were questioning his contract even. Like, so to see him take that opportunity and capitalize off it, that just proves this team is different, bro. We're building something special, and I truly believe that.
Yeah.
We just need one. I reckon we get one, we can get two. I don't know, bro. I'm Captain Optimist these days.
When Durds took the mark, first of all, I didn't think he had that in him to do it like that. But when he took the mark, I was so I just like a pressure release, because I know how hard he works. I know how much it affects him. Like, it really gets. He hasn't been able to put it together.
Yeah.
And just to see it for him, and the thing is, it's hard because Motlop, Martin are going to come in this side, and it's going to be hard for him. He's going to be one of the it's going to be tough for him to keep his spot. So just a little moment like that. I think he's made of the right stuff. He's just got to chip away.
Well, the fact that they signed him for 2 years shows that the club believes he's made of that right stuff too.
Yeah.
So maybe we just all need to chill. This is me putting my hand up. Like, I've been a really harsh critic of him this year, but bring that every week, and you're not going to bring it every week. It's impossible. Yeah. But man, I was just so wrapped for him in that moment.
Absolutely.
So good on. It's just really good, man. Positives. Yeah, there's a lot of positives to take out of a game like tonight. So I can't wait. Kick back, watch the replay, 2 a.m, have a scotch. It's gonna be good.
Unreal. All right, bro. Thanks for calling in.
Pleasure, bro.
See you, man. All right. Andy. Hey, mate.
G'day. I have just learned a very important observation from today's game.
What do you got?
I have learned from that Carlton's chain ball game is much better. It's much more composed than that of Essendon. I've watched the entire game via television with my dad, and I've noticed immediately, in contrast, it's like watching these two teams is exactly the sort of contrast that you sort of need to consider in terms of top 4 contention. And Carlton, the real deal, baby. Come on. Come on, man. How good. You know what? Tell you what, Carlton to me is like watching Mad Max, right?
Yep.
And Essendon is like watching jackasses. They're a bunch of jackasses, each and every one of them.
Pranksters, mate. They're not real.
But I mean, okay, in all respects to Essendon, though, that third quarter from them was actually quite solid from them, given they need to play catch up in that. I wasn't angry at that. I knew it was to be expected, given that we do give like some sort of. All right, let me re-explain. So Essendon in the third did play a much better game, but I don't think they've been consistent enough, especially in their goal kicking department. That's another contrast. We've kicked like 12 goals, 6 in that game. Was it 15 goals, 6 from memory? I don't know. But yeah, compared to Carlton's goal list to Essendon's 9 goals, 16, you can tell back kicking is bad football. Everyone has said it at least once. And this was definitely one of those games for the opposition. And it was a fun one. Got me and Dad rocking up and about every time Pom Cotter got onto the hands of the ball. He was just phenomenal tonight. I think he might be our potential premiership player. I said potential because I don't want to get too cocky about it, but he is definitely a key potential figure into making that sort of list.
It's those types of players that help a team go from good to great. I remember when Richmond came up, and I mean, you had these Jaden Shorts, the Castagnes, like these role players that really dialed into what they were doing. And Chincotta, look, it's good. It's hard because it's hard for a guy like that when, you know, seemingly it's harder to get into the team. You can just see his determination. I mean, he has got the hardest assignment in football for the last month every week. You know, whether it's a small forward in like a Papley, or, you know, one of the best midfielders in the league in Zach Merritt, and he just
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, mate. I think Pom Cotter was definitely a pick I didn't expect to play as well as he does, but same thing with Lucky Cullen too. I think he's also a potential figure that I trust a lot in guys like him.
Yeah,
he's been like the game in itself. I think was definitely way more interesting. In terms of the crowd capacity drives me nuts. And I mean that in a good way, right? Because this, I think, was the second most attended game between the two clubs since 2000, from memory. And I'll be damned, when the final siren went off, and the fact that we sit second on the goddamn ladder, oh my god. Everyone's lost their lids. In fact, I can't even find my lid. I've dropped mine just after the fourth quarter ended. I was like, where is it? Where is it? Where's my fire drill at? Oh, where did Essendon go? Oh, they dropped in the side of the middle of a train station. Whoops.
I love it.
Oh my god.
I love it. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Come on, lads.
It's good to see you happy, Andy. I appreciate you calling in.
Believe in this club. Believe in this group of men, people. Stand by your bloody man for all I care. Just have some faith in your club. Sometimes having good years, sometimes you have to get through the tough sides, the tough days, the days where you just regret sometimes questions, sanities, or whatever. You just stand by that and just get used to it. Because sometimes when the good really does come through, it shines as bright as the sunlight in Honolulu. Oh,
Mate,
man.
That might be the best fan cam you've ever done. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. You're a legend in the game, mate.
All right, Andy. Go Blues.
Yep. Up the baggage, Terry!
You know what? Fuck it. Tyler. G'day, mate.
Come on, mate. What a good win that was, Terry. Calm and collected. I am just really calm. But Terry, I just want to know, is this the feeling of being top four? Is this the feeling of being second? Did we just really beat the Bombers that were apparently second on the ladder? I don't know, Terry.
Evidently, that was a top four side.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great game. It was a real really tough third quarter. I'll say that much. But full credit to the boys. That was I wouldn't say polished performance. It was more of a performance of that was professional. That was everyone doing the bit. Not necessarily saying there were key standout players like from like Cripps or Walsh or anything like that, but everyone was doing their part, and I loved that. That was so good. It was so good to me.
Mate, not one of our midfielders. Like, there was no prolific ball winner. Hewitt, 23, Walsh had his 22. When has that happened to that degree?
Never. Not for a very long time. Not for a very long time. But I just want to highlight, goodness, Pom Cotter on Zach Merritt. First quarter, he held him to about, I think it was about three disposals, and then obviously got off a little bit. But 21, he held Zach Merritt to 21 disposals, and he kicked 2 goals on, basically kicked 2 goals on him. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, what a good game from him. I was so impressed with him. And then a couple of other highlights. Tom DeConning, god damn, mate. What a good performance from him. And then you had the likes. I was really impressed with Hewitt. I think there's one player that kind of went under the radar for this game, and it was Jordan Boyd.
Yeah, good call.
Yep. I've got to say, his kicking is so freaking elite. Some of his kicks were bloody brilliant, like cutting the angles. And how many times did he go for the corridor kick and he pulled it off? It was like, oh, so good. And then you get the likes of oh my goodness, like Harry also had a very good game. Beat his brother for the first goal, so I liked that. It finally happened.
I need to ask. I actually should have asked earlier. What was there are some of you in the chat that have watched the presser. What happened to Harry? Was it a concussion test or a shoulder?
No, it's a shoulder.
McGovern.
It was a shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a shoulder for Harry, and I don't remember with McGovern. I don't think it's a hamstring. I think it might be a calf, which won't be too bad considering. Okay. But considering, like, we get about 2 weeks, they get about 2 weeks off basically. So I think he'll be fine, 100% ready to go against the Cats. But
also on Harry, was I just being biased, or was Ben a bit of a dog in that contest?
I wouldn't say he was a dog. Looking at that contest, I don't know. See, the way I remember it is Harry went for the ball. We had another player going for it at the same time, and he came over the top and all of that. So I don't know. I'd have to watch it again, really, to get my full analysis on it. But possibly. No, you know what the actual dog act was, in all honesty, for this game? Was the umpire's bloody decision against that Cripps apparently dangerous tackle. How the fuck was that a dangerous tackle?
I don't know, mate.
Terry.
It's a great question. How the fuck was it a dangerous tackle?
That was just an ordinary tackle. I don't get it. He didn't even hit his head.
Yeah.
I don't know, but look, the other thing I just want to highlight as well, like 41% of their inside 50 efficiency was Essendon, and we were at 61. And so they ended up going in, I think it was on the lines of 21 shots inside their inside 50, so 60 inside 50s, and that's all they could convert. Whereas we went in at 29%, 29 times for 41 inside 50s.
Wow!
And we kicked 6 it was, I think. Like, that was just efficiency at its best. It was freaking great, mate.
At some point, maybe 10 minutes or 14 minutes into the fourth quarter, they put the stat up on the screen that we had kicked 9 goals to 52 from turnover, which again is so that's over half our score. So that's coming along. That part of our game is really coming along.
Yeah, and then they said, because I was watching the game, and they also said after the last 4 goals that we kicked in the fourth quarter, I think we ended up kicking about maybe 5 or maybe 5 from centre clearances.
Wow.
I think so. Like
Wow.
I like that because we've got our turnover game and we've got our centre clearance game on top now. Like, yeah, okay, at times they were beating us around the clearances sometimes, but we dominated them in the bloody contested ball. Like, TDK absolutely destroyed them. 17 contested possessions. Like, but the one player I was wrapped with was Elijah Hollins. Oh my God. The ability for him to find space is it's good. It's really good. Like it changes the whole way we play the game, in my opinion. Like the way he runs through, the way he runs around, and the ability to like he got inside the forward 50 and how he got into good positions to kick goals. Mate, you don't get that from certain people. Like, he has been one of the best pickups that we have gotten. Sard being back has been amazing. Fogarty, oh fuck. We've always needed Fog back. But look, Terry, one hell of a win, mate. One hell of a win. We'll take it. We'll have a breather. I reckon, in all honesty, we need the breather. We need, like, we've had a really, really tough draw so far. I reckon we can definitely take it to Geelong. But I just want to end on one note very quickly. So I was just going through Facebook. I was just curious just to see what all the comments were and all of that. And I saw this post on it was a footy page, and they said it was a statement win for Carlton, and indeed it was. And then someone said, so Essendon was set, so it was really weird to see Essendon second, but then again, he likened it to like an elephant being up in a tree. You don't know how high. Yes, he's a bit high up, but see, in the end, he's always going to fall down. In the end,
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
So we won. We'll take the 4 points. Go the Baggers, Terry. Go the fucking Baggers.
Mate. Go the Baggers. Good on you, Tyler. See you, mate. How good. All right, Chris. Hello, mate.
Hey, Tez. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good. How does it feel sitting second on the ladder?
It's cathartic. Yeah. I believe in the group. I do believe in the group, and we're halfway there. Job's not done, but I think getting through the first half of that season, knowing the challenges that we had with the fixture and the injuries, and having to evolve the team and find the story of this year I think we've done okay.
Yeah. That first quarter, absolutely sensational. The pressure that we were putting on. I had a feeling at halftime that we might slow down a little bit. I reckon we just put a lot in to that first and second quarter. That defensive pressure was just right up there. And I just had this gut feeling that third quarter was going to pan out the way it did. I was a little bit nervous, and I think I was texting my sister and saying I reckon they're going to come back a bit. But it was how we responded, I reckon, in that last quarter was really good. Because if I remember the end of the third quarter, TDK saved that goal, and I reckon they would have been within, 2 or 3 goals. Is that right? Yeah. So that was huge, him coming over the line and knocking that through for a point, because they were coming.
The game had a bit of everything. I mean, the game asks you to assert yourself, which we did. The game then asks you to withstand a response from your opposition, which I thought we did. Then the game asks you to put the game to bed, which I thought we did.
Yeah, that's right. I reckon it was a real professional win. Like they just did what was required. And I don't know, I just got a really good feeling about how we're going, how we're tracking. I think the last person was spot on. We do need the bye. I think we played like 9. I think like the last 9 weeks we might have played the top 9 sides. Like it's absolutely ridiculous when you're considering how many injuries we've had, and we've come out second on the ladder. There's just so much upside for the rest of the year, and I'm just wrapped, absolutely wrapped.
That's the thing as well. I think because the fixture's been tough and we've played the best teams, there can be no question around the validity of our form because we've played the best teams in the comp.
Yeah, and I reckon like it hardened us, like especially when they challenged us, you could tell that we've played the top teams for the last couple of months. That was the difference. We just had the answers, and they really were coming. They really were coming. Couple more goals, and their crowd would have went ballistic, and who knows how it would have panned out. But we just didn't let that happen, and that was the great thing about it.
Are you a believer in this year and what we can do? Can we win it?
Yeah, well, I think if we're second on the ladder through all that we've been, anything is possible, and we've had a really consistent side the last few weeks, and you can just tell that they believe in each other, and they're just all doing their bit. As you know, a lot of people were saying it's not just up to Cripps and Walshy and whatnot. They're all putting in a little bit and just doing enough. And I reckon we could go all the way. I really do. What was your feeling after the game? Because it was actually quite strange leaving the ground. I didn't really get like a vibe of Carlton supporters giving it to the Bombers. It was quite subdued. I heard this. What do you reckon?
It's a great question. And for me, all week, it's been this way. When I sat down to do my preview, I went into this like self-reflection mode, like this real reflective period. I think because it was 12 months ago, pretty much to the day that, that loss to the Bombers had happened. And it just, I guess this week, it just came over me to reflect on what has happened and how we've evolved. And then when the final siren went, honestly, like I couldn't care less about Essendon after that loss. It wasn't about beating them so we can prove we're better than them. It was just more about the separation between us and them, and how what's more important right now is we've got a flag to worry about. Yeah. And so like the back and forth and like proving it to Essendon supporters, like I don't care about that anymore. Like we've got more important things to worry about. But I think overall it was, I remember, I said it earlier in the show, like I was walking back to the train to go home and all I could think about was the same walk this time last year and how devastated I was. And so, footy's got a really funny way of bringing you these memories. And so you're right. It wasn't about sticking it to Essendon. It was more about, thank goodness Carlton have figured it out.
Yeah. And we've got more work to do, like as in done, but let's move on. Whereas you reckon if they would have beaten us, we wouldn't have heard the end of it leaving that ground. That was the difference. You're right.
Well, losers will focus on winners and winners will focus on winning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Chincotta, far out. Like mid-season draft, we nearly had, was it Murcott? What? Sorry, I've missed his name. What's his name? That went to Collingwood.
Oleg
That's
Markov.
been dropped. What's that?
Oleg Markov.
Yeah, Markov. That's right. Thanks, Tez. We could have had Markov, but I tell you what, Chincotta has just turned out to be unbelievable. The fact that he's literally stopping these players week in, week out, I can't believe it. Like what a transformation!
It's unreal. Yeah. Yeah, they're important layers to find. You got to find something every year, don't you? Every year is there's a theme of every year. Last year was last year's story, the hole that we fell into, getting out of it, going on the run, whatever. This year, it's a new chapter and it has new elements. And I think one of the first that comes to mind is the Chincotta layer. It's going to be the story, one of the stories of the season already.
Yeah, he's so hungry, and you could just see that he just wants to please Vossi. Vossi would have taken him and said, I've got a role for you, and he would have been up for it. And just so much respect for his coach, and just to take on that role. I can't wait to see who's next. We've got the Cats, and be interesting to see who he's going to line up, because I reckon Dangerfield will be back. What do you reckon?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Thanks, Tez.
No worries, mate. Thanks for calling in.
Take care.
See ya. All right, Sam. Hello, mate.
Hey, Tez. How are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, feeling pretty good after that. Eh? Beating the Bombers doesn't get much better. So it's good.
Big rival, mate.
One of the best feelings, especially living around the area, getting off at Essendon Station. Mate. It's good to rub it in, mate. I'll tell you that.
What were their faces like on the train on the way home? Bit silent.
No, mate, there wasn't many of them. They left a bit too early. I don't think.
They did.
Nah. To be fair, it was close to being that third quarter, but I think our class just proved a bit too strong in the end, which is good to see, because we haven't done that much in the last few years. So yeah, it's good to see us mixing it away. This time last year we were in a dark spot, so it's good.
What have you reflected on the last 12? I mean, a lot's changed in terms of the way we're playing, but what is it for you? What makes us so different now?
Just winning, mate. Just winning. Like growing up, being born early 2000s, not seeing us go into games expecting to win. Now we're going into games. It's like we can actually, there's no game that we can't win at all. There's not one game that I look at. It's like we can't win this. So I think that's probably the main thing. Taking it up to every side. This is our time now. You know what I mean? Obviously Sydney are on top, and they're going to be hard to get, but we can beat them, especially at the G. So I think second place is our salute now. There isn't a standout second best team in this league, and based off our form at the moment, it's us. So we just got to keep playing strong, mate, and it's ours. And it's going to be hard to lose after that.
If you're on the team selection committee, what in the world are you doing when Chera, Cottrell, and Jack Martin are fit?
Mate, it's going to be tough, isn't it? It's going to have to be some tough, hard luck stories, I think. It's tough to mix up this good balance I think we've got at the moment, especially with Chincotta going on this tagging role, and even Zach Williams in the forward line. It's a really good balance, and I think it's going to be hard to get him back in. You're looking at Chera, you're going to probably have to replace Kennedy or Hewitt, or if you probably chuck all those 5 mids in there that we've got, it's going to probably mix up that balance. So yeah, you're going to have to probably knock out a Kennedy or a Hewitt, and then as well with a Jack Martin and a Cotters, it's going to have to be a Durds or one of those boys. I don't know. It's going to be tough, mate, but it's good. It's good problems to have at the end of the day, and it's a good sign of a good team. So, hey, mate, it's only good times from here on. Hopefully,
absolutely. What's plans for the bye? What do you do in the bye?
Just reflect, mate. Just reflect and really think about how we can, look at this run coming home. We've got to attack it pretty strongly. I think we've got to, look at game by game, not get too carried away, because we were kind of in this situation 2 years ago as well. Really, we were 10-4, so I think we were looking a bit too far ahead 2 years ago. Now it's let's just take it game by game. Let's get past Geelong, and once we get past them, we'll be 2 games above them if we win. So that's going to really set us up, I think. And we just take it game by game, mate. We've got a good run home, I think. Hawks and West Coast and Saints are our last 3. So if we can set ourselves up well, and they said it during pre-season, let's be a more consistent team this year, which we definitely have been. So if we can time that well, mate, I think it's going to be really good. And I don't think it's also a coincidence that Fogg being in this team makes a big difference. I think people are really underestimating him in this team. I don't think it's a coincidence that if he's in the team, we win. And I also like TDK working on his own as well. I know Peter's in career best form, and it's a bit ironic that he's in career best form. He can't, obviously he's injured now, but it's going to be hard to get back into the side. So yeah, it's really good to see Tommy, take that kind of mantle.
There's a real maturity about something you just said, and I think it reflects on the fan base too. When you said, we were in this situation a few years ago, 10-4, or whatever we were. And I think therein lies how important the journey is, because you've just said something there that we need to remember, because it was 2 seasons ago that we were in a really strong position. And yeah, right now it looks great. We've played the best teams in the comp and we're playing well, but you can go into a form slump at any moment. So I like that. I like that from you.
Being in the present, I'm always like this in games. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm like, let's just take it quarter by quarter. Like, even when I got to half time, I'm like, let's just reset. If the scores are like 0-0, if we win this half by like 2 goals, we win by 50 points. I know, it's hard for them to do that. But that's, I think, the kind of maturity we've got as fans as well. Like, let's just take it week by week, because we've seen how it's gone in the past. But I think we're past that now, so it's a good sign.
Mate, I love it. Love hearing it. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you calling in.
Appreciate you, mate. Have a good night.
See you, man. Love that. Absolutely love that. All right, Ben, let's do this, mate.
Mate, what just a really good, solid, professional win by the boys tonight. Yeah.
Can't believe we're saying that about him. It's so good.
No, it's we're looking really good this year. I think just our turnover game was really, really solid from the back half, transition and being able to score from the defence I thought was really, really strong. And Elijah Hollins and TDK just both amazing tonight for us.
Yeah. Where to from here, mate? What happens now? What's the key for the second half of the year?
Well, I think we just got to keep rolling, keep doing what we're doing. I mean, what were your thoughts? You were at the game yourself, were you?
I was, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Similar to what Sam just said, previous caller around. I mean, halftime was awesome. I was up and about. I was excited, but I also knew that you just got to keep going. It is a quarter at a time. I expected the Bombers to come out exactly how they did in the third quarter. They've been that way for the majority of the year. Their third quarters have been really strong. And I thought our ability to withstand that, our defenders were under pressure. They were exhausted by the end of that third quarter. I saw Wiedering hunched over a couple of times and, well, we've lost you. All right. Just to finish my point. And then got to the fourth, blew the game open exactly how we hoped they would. And away we were. Anyway, enough of me talking. This isn't about me. This is about you guys. BG.
Fuck, I love beating that team, Terry. I fucking love it. I hate them with a passion, and when we beat them, it just makes me happy going into next week. I just love it that we were able to do it in a convincing way. 4 quarters. Okay, Essendon came at us. Yeah, fine. They came at us for a quarter, but did they pass us? No. Did they put the pressure on us when they were required to? No. Did we do that? Yes. Did players step up? Yes. What more can you say?
Spot on, mate. We sat here a few weeks ago, 10 days ago, I think it was, after the Port Adelaide win. And we said exactly that. You've got to atone against the Bombers. It's been impressive because we found ourselves in a little bit of a tough patch when we lost 2 in a row. And then it was kind of like win-loss, win. And then we've just wrestled back that momentum.
Yes, we have. And it seems to me that I think it's staying with us this time. As I say that, touch wood.
Yeah.
But, we are being more consistent with it. We are applying the pressure more consistently. And the opposition do not have an answer for us when that pressure comes from us. And we are asking serious questions to their midfield and their defence. Because if their midfield and their defence cannot hold us, we're winning games of football, and we are continuing to do so.
Mate, to beat Carlton today in this day and age, you need to be at your best for 4 quarters.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you need to be on for those 4 quarters. Otherwise, players that we are not picking up on are going to hurt you. Okay, I mean, Zach Williams is one of them. We put him up forward. He's now hurting you. Chincotta, tagging your best midfielder out of the game. He is now hurting you. Who else is there? DeConing in the ruck. He is now hurting you on the ground, including in the ruck contest as well. Yeah, okay, and we can give credit to him for tonight's performance. But there's one person behind the scenes that we need to give credit to for Tom DeConing to do this kind of work, and that is Matthew Cruiser. Okay, he is the one that put the work into him when Tom DeConing was coming through the club, giving him that advice, helping him get his ruck patterns, all that. Even when the ball hits the ground, he was helping him in every way, shape he could or form, and he's now doing it with Murkoff in the twos. So now, if you get someone like Cruiser helping you, you know you're on a good one.
Someone just said here, Richard in the chat just said TDK could be as just a straight up midfielder. So you know what he's doing in the last few weeks? The way he's grabbing the ball out of the ruck and exploding from stoppage. I don't really know what to say about it.
Neither do I.
I did not see this from him. I thought he would become a good player. I did not see this happening.
I mean, look, we've probably seen it fleeting every now and again, I think, for the lack of a better term. Like, he's shown he can do that, but then tonight he was more consistent with it. And Todd Goldstein, who, let's not forget, he is probably one of the better rucks in the competition in another years gone by.
Yeah.
But he put him down. He put him down when the ball hit the ground and used it himself. Like, if Goldstein's just knocking it out of the ruck for our players, for his players to run onto, Conan's putting it down and tapping it down and getting it himself with support around him.
Yeah.
This is something that we've probably been crying out for without even realizing it, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, spot on. He might be the best of the lot, mate. These of the spine. You remember that piece of footage where Bolton was putting their magnets on the board, and it's like, Tommy, you're part of the spine. I mean, Charlie's great, Harry's great, Wiedering's great, but Tommy's gonna. I mean, he's doing special things.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there were a couple of weeks back where we weren't sure what Tommy was doing at that time. I think he was still trying to work it out. But I think it's safe to say after tonight, he's worked it out. And now we just need him to build on that, build on it more into the games coming ahead. He's got a pretty tough task ahead of him after the bye, but I think we can back him in now. No problem.
Yeah. Now what, mate? What does the second half of the year look like?
Well, it's one game at a time again. We get ready to face Geelong, and as some people have said, we owe these guys. I mean, we were with them for a bit. We were beating them out of the centre, but unfortunately, when you take out one of their key forwards, the other one steps up, and we've now got to look to try and take out both of them in some way, shape, or form. Now, does that mean someone like a Chincotta goes to Jeremy Cameron? I don't know. Does it mean Chincotta goes to someone like a Cam Guthrie? I don't know. What I do know is that we have a task ahead of us after the bye. We tick that off, we move to the next one, and we look to seal our position where we need to be.
I love it. I love how mature and experienced we are as a fan base now.
Yeah. It's simple. I mean, for years we were probably saying it wasn't that simple, but now it is. Now that we've seen it, we've now seen it behind the scenes. You've seen it yourself. I've seen it myself on the park. We now just need to make sure we follow this the way we know how, and the players follow what they're told.
Yeah. Beachy, love to have you here, mate. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, mate. Speak to you soon.
All right. Evan. Hello, mate.
Terry, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
What are you up to?
How was that?
Special, mate. That's what it was.
I mean, my irrational love for Carlton is coupled with an irrational hate for Essendon. I just hate them so much. It's deep. It's so deep.
It is deep.
Just want to shout out to Lockie Fogarty. A lot of people have, but for a guy that doesn't get many goals, I thought that goal he kicked in the first was just absolutely beautiful. Bit of reward for effort. Love that.
I was sitting next to Rocco tonight, and the first thing he said when Fogarty kicked the goal was, "Who's that saying that Fogarty doesn't kick enough goals?" It is good. It is good to see those players get the reward for effort and hit the scoreboard.
Yeah. And Corey Durden as a sub, again, another player's copped it a bit, but, you know, give him his flowers. He came on and did his thing. That mark he took was, love that. Just strength for a little fella. So much strength. So really good.
Yeah, he looked like a man possessed when he came on. He just wanted to run through anyone that was near him, which was good.
Yeah. And also just as I know Pommy's a big fan of this, the small forward as the sub. I'm a big advocate of that as well. Just in terms of the next
forward as a sub.
Yeah, I mean, like, a bloke like him or Motlop come on in the fourth and they're full of energy. They want to kick a few. Perfect.
Yeah. Where were you tonight? Where were you sitting?
I didn't go to the game, just dog sitting for my sister. So lucky she's got a good brother. But yeah, it's kind of hard watching that one alone because it was one of those things, Terry, where I was so confident throughout the week. And then like an hour before the game, I'm like, oh, it just sets in. Reality sets in. You're like, oh, this is going to be a tough game.
Yeah. I definitely feel that sentiment. I was confident all week. I was like 9 out of 10. I'm like, we're winning this for sure. But you just never know. You just never really.
Carlton, Collingwood, and Carlton, Essendon, they're basically, when it comes down to it, 50-50 games going in, no matter where the team's on the ladder. So can't take it for granted. But look, strong win, as the theme has been, maturity. I don't lose faith in this team anymore. They just show up every week, and if they lose, they lose. And I think as a supporter group, we're starting to not throw the toys out with the bathwater as much as we used to, which is pleasing.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm in my mid-30s, man. I haven't seen too much success with this team. I don't remember 95 and 99, still pretty vague memory, but just to see this team and how they've grown and how they've just gelled over the years. And like, we've just got all these players that are in that really good age range of like 25 to 30, where that they've got the game's experience, they've got the experience with each other, and now it's just starting to come to the fore.
Such a relief to hear you say that. Yeah, because it's true. You're right. It's true. The patience was a really hard word for us to cop for a long time. And then now I've almost gained more patience because it's like I also understand how hard it is to win a flag. I hope it's this year, but also if it's not this year, we're going to go again next year,
Yeah.
So
yeah, and compared to where we were this time last year, I think fair enough, we get nervous as a supporter base, like, oh, we're not doing this right, we're not doing this right. But you can see each week we're just kind of ticking away at it. And yeah, like we are, like any team that comes up against us knows that we're a hard team to beat, and you have to play 4 quarters against us.
Yeah.
And if it's, you got blokes like, it's not just our top liners, man. The thing I love about this team is, like, I don't necessarily think we are the most talented team. Like, our top end talent is very good, but you guys like Cottrell, Owens, Boyd, Jincotta, rookie listed players, so they're coming in and just doing their job. You can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah. What are you drinking over there? I saw the red in the glass.
Yeah, got a nice cab here. It's just settling nice, mate.
Well,
Cheers
mate,
to that.
Cheers to you.
Thanks, Terry.
Go Blues.
Have a good one.
See ya. Wayne and Pops. Let's talk.
Terry. Good morning, Terry. How are you?
Good morning. It's a good call. It is morning.
Oh, cripes, mate. I'm bushed, man. We didn't get home till about half past 11:45 or something, so that's all right. I was just wrapped all night. up until half time, I think we were in full control of that game. The back line was sensational. The pressure was unbelievable. And even young Carroll in that first half was going okay as well. And then I got a bit concerned in the third quarter. I knew they were going to come back. But when they got within 15 points, I thought, well, they have been known to run over us. But I said, no, not tonight. And then in the last quarter, we just went bang, and that was it.
I thought Fogarty was floating like a stream of fog that flows from the mountain river, man. It was like you could just feel it, man. Just feel it. In my boredom doing a course last week, I wrote a Carlton fan song, a parody song of.
He hasn't finished it yet, Terry.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. There's no spoilers, but you'll be the first to know when I'm done.
I want to mention. Sorry,
I was going to say when that song is ready, make sure that we get the exclusive.
You will. I was quite impressed. Chincotta and Lige tonight. They were just everywhere. They did just brilliant, and I was just writing down how many players played reasonably well, even though they were a bit quiet. I wrote down 22 of the 23 players on the writing pad. So it was just a magnificent, even performance. And in that last quarter, that was, it was like last week when we put the foot on the throat.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been telling you before when I've seen them win all those premierships, right? The third quarter or the fourth quarter, that's when we pile it on.
Yeah. And I thought it was like a trial run, actually, the third quarter. I thought we might have been just testing the waters a bit. I think it was a little bit more calm and nuanced, and I was worried. But then I thought, you know what, mate? Like I've seen them do a lot more than this. Maybe they're just testing something out.
Yeah.
But my biggest gripe is still the floaties, man. The up and the air kick. When it's to Charlie, TDK, and Harry, I don't mind it. But come on, guys, do a bit more let up game, please.
Kick it to advantage.
Yeah, there is something about that third. They weren't.
We found out too easy.
Yeah, they were a bit flat-footed. They didn't have the same energy to create leads and space as what they did in the first half, and then you saw it look a bit robotic and repetitive.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was just part of managing the game, and they were kind of just understanding.
Yeah, I thought they might have been just trying to take the sting out in the third quarter. They just might have been making them run a bit harder, and it seemed to work. It seemed to.
Then you saw the three-quarter time huddle, and the way they came out in the first few minutes in the fourth quarter, you saw it switch on again.
Yeah.
So we can learn how to control that. It's a wrap, boys.
I think our defensive line was ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I just every time Essendon were coming in, we were just pushing them out. You remember when they got those 2 goals from right in the centre in the guts, but then that didn't happen. Yeah, but those didn't. That was only a couple. Every time, even Weeders was like, "Oh man, sorry, I did not read that." After those, he didn't do it again. For the rest of the game, that space was covered. There was we'd always force them out to the pocket. They were always kicking into the pocket. They scored more behinds from us punching. We scored more behinds for them than they kicked goals, I reckon. I swear.
I've got a question for you, Terry.
Hey, mate.
Silvani, Doherty, Martin, Motlop, Marchbank, Chera, and Cottrell. When are they coming back in? Who are they going to replace?
After watching that, shit.
I mean, Chera, Cottrell, Martin, and Motlop, I think, have to come in. I think. But the wild card is that Zach Williams is now in the forward line. He wasn't there.
So what's McFly going to do?
And I think the way Cowan's going, he's worth the investment.
That's the one I missed out on. Cowan.
It's the one name he didn't write.
That's the one. That's just I just take him for granted now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
19-year-old
kicks.
Yeah.
But he's a tough nut. Absolutely.
He's
I thought him and Fogarty just worked those packs so well together. I can't wait to watch it again. I really can't. It's definitely going to be something.
TDK.
And Ollie, the bump master, remember he got that kick and he just gave him a little nudge. I got this. See you later. I'm out.
Because we were watching it before, and you were saying that the Crips got penalised for a bad tackle. That was something I missed. I didn't even see it. I said, "What's going on?"
Yeah, I didn't realize it was
50 metres.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a dangerous tackle. I just realized that the Bombers were getting a lot of free kicks in a certain patch.
Yeah, 24-16.
Yeah, 24-16 it was.
There you go.
Anyway, it's getting late and we don't want to hold you up too much, but yes, I can't wait to show you some stuff. Oh, shout out to Pierre, by the way. I met him today. He was a nice fella. There's some stuff about the seating issues tonight that we'll have to share off the bat. So, all right, Taz, we'll leave you to it.
We are going to watch the replay now anyway.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get to bed around 3 a.m., maybe 4. Maybe 5. Maybe we'll watch it twice. Who knows?
Good on you, lads.
Okay, Terry. Cheers, mate. Go to the boys.
Webby.
Oh, we're on. Boys, we're on. He's on the field. Terry! Yeah! Go! Woo! Who's next, Terry? Who's next, brother?
Bring him on, mate.
Go! Can you bangers? Say something, Jacko! Yeah! See you, mate. Love you, bro.
See you,
Let's
go. Oh, God. It's just too good. Oh, dear me. All right, Richard. Hello, mate.
How you going, Terry?
It's so good.
Oh my God, those guys are having a great time.
We are a special bunch of people.
Oh mate, that's great. Of course we did it, though, Terry. Of course we did it.
I know.
You know, like I wasn't that concerned at all tonight, really. They're pretenders, you know. It wasn't that. They played the easiest draw, you know, for the first half. And I was looking at their games they'd played and how much they'd won by. The percentage wasn't great. They played bottom half teams. I think they're coming up against a powerful team like us, who've played the toughest teams. It had to be 25 plus. It had to be. And it was. Like, it was just, you know, when McKay beat his brother in that opening moments, that was it. It was done.
It's really interesting because I don't remember exactly every win in 2022 in the first half, but once we started playing the best teams in the comp, we sort of got shown who the real top 4 sides were.
Yeah, you know, I forgot about that. I actually forgot about 2022 and us being like, what was it, 10-4?
8-2, I think it was. It was 8-2. It was a great start.
Yeah.
But it was like now we're that team that's showing teams, oh no, we're a level above.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, we're a different side. We're a completely different side to that. When we're a much more mature side. You know, even Wiedering after the match, he said, you know, we're going to have a break and we're going to come back and we're not going to be complacent. When he said that, I went, wow, okay, that's a mature outlook. I mean, we've got people are talking about the easier side of the draw next half after their, you know, break, but they got the Cats straight up. I mean, that's not an easy win. Then you got Richmond, okay. I mean, they've been pushing a little bit. We'll beat Richmond, but then you got GWS away, the Doggies. Who knows what's going to show up for the Doggies? And you got your North, and you got Port, Collingwood, Hawks are no easy beats. Then Eagles and St Kilda, okay. But you know, I'm not afraid of any of those sides. I think we can absolutely win every one of those games, but you can't get complacent. And especially with a team like the Hawks and whatnot, there's just no easy bets. The competition is so even that you have to show up every time. And I think if we're going to push, and I think they will, they're going to push this year. They're going to really push it this year. And the Swans are a phenomenal outfit. They really are. But I'm not afraid of them at the MCG.
Let's get them at the MCG and see how that looks. I agree.
Absolutely. They can play that small ground, that wide, small, shitty ground at the MCG, but they get that wide open space of our stadium, mate. I don't think they're going to. I think they'll fall apart a little bit. They can control their own ground, but I think we can get them. But what a game tonight! Fuck, TDK, man. What was it? I think it was the Melbourne match in the finals where he just commanded and he just took marks and kicked those goals. That's what you started to feel like what he could do. But he's just gone to another level. The way he can just take it out of the center and just go forward and just kick it in. He has to play alone now. He can't play with Pitto. And I think if we are going to play Pitto, and I think he's in great form as well, but it's to give TDK a rest and get him primed for finals, and then you play Pitto. You can't play him in the same team anymore. Not after what we've just seen in the last 3 weeks. You can't. It's just we get that extra runner, and I just think it slows us down. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean he's definitely an extra midfielder when he's out there, Tom. He gets his hand, even like deflections, spoils, smothers. Like he's quick. Like he's pretty mobile.
Oh, absolutely. He is like another midfielder, and he can do so much. But he can even defend. He can attack. He can do anything. He's a phenomenal talent. Elijah Hollands just keeps getting better and better as the season goes on. I mean, what a game tonight. Chincotta, fuck, I've loved him for a long time. I've loved Chincotta.
Just on Elijah, he turned 22 in April. Like he's a 22-year-old player.
It's insane.
Yeah.
He's got so much upside. He's got so much improvement to go. He can just, geez. We've got a good one there. We really have. He just gets in. But both the Hollands brothers, I just love them both. They both get in, and what was, I think Ollie was saying, and I think it was maybe the interview with you, I think was saying that Cade Simpson was like his idol. Was it? Is it him who said that?
Love Simo, yeah.
And he plays like him. He's got so much, he's courageous. I mean, he's a thin body, but he's courageous. He'll go back. He'll get in there, and both the brothers do that.
There was a moment tonight with Ollie. I don't remember exactly when in the game, but the ball came out to the wing and he kind of nudged with his body. His opponent took the mark, and that was a play that he was getting nudged out only a few weeks ago. It was just you got to kind of look out for these little moments of growth, and I thought that particular moment was important for him.
Yeah. I mean, Chincotta holds merit and then kicks a few goals as well.
Yeah.
I mean, what a game. Again, these small role players, they just do such a great job. Fogarty's just, I fucking love Fog. I just love the Fog. Just love him. Kerno did his magical things. Williams up forward is just awesome. Great first half. Look, I knew they'd come back. I knew they would throw a few punches in the third. I think we all knew it. I think we've all been saying it tonight. We just knew they would. But we've just got the back line, which is standing up. They're just standing up under that pressure. They knew they would come. I reckon we just knew it that they'd come. And it was like, well, let's just hold back. Let's defend this barrage of what they're going to give us. And then we'll just go bang over in the first 10 minutes of the fourth. Done.
Levels to the quality that was out there.
Oh, absolutely. And talk about who's coming back in. I mean, you look at Gerard Cottrell, I think a Martin would come in for a Durden. Probably I'd say that.
Yeah,
Motlop. Motlop. Yeah. I watched a bit of the twos today, and Motlop was getting a bit better. I think he's finding a bit of form. Wasn't a bad game from the twos today. It was a bit of a close one. We lost by 3 points, but we were 40 points up or something. But it was it was not a bad game. But no, anyway, I think we're a different side. I think we've got an amazing upside to us this year. I think it can absolutely be ours. We're a different side. We are. And I think we're just more mature. Yeah.
No, well said. Thanks for calling in, mate.
Enjoy. Have a good one.
Good on you. Go Blues.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.
All right. Jeff, Thailand.
Yes, mate. Good day. And hello, baggers. What a day. What an absolute blinder.
Not in the pool today, mate.
No, mate. We're up at the country residence having a bit of a party outside and having a drink. So I thought I'd just come and relax and watch the footy and join the fan cams. It's good to see quite a few on.
Yeah.
But, look, you got to love playing Essendon. We need club like Essendon in the comp to not so much disrespect and hate, but to bring us on, like the boys stepped up. Our injuries early in the season and our draw, don't you think what's that done to our side, right? We got decimated by injuries and we've had to throw all the young fellas in. And I see, like, everyone's talking about Chincotta. Everyone's tonight, even Pops and his son, they were really good. They're having trouble finding a 3-vote player. Like they're saying, bloody hell, there's virtually the 23 of them all played well. Chincotta plays for the Guernsey. You're seeing a lot of these guys stepping up because they know the standard. First, second, third efforts, backing up, pressure. We're going to have more injuries. And these guys in the wings that will come back in, it's just amazing. It reminds me of 79, 81, 82, that era, where we had young guys coming in and they just played footy and played hard. And Chincotta's, what he's done over the last 3 or 4 weeks, that is an example for the young guys too, I do think that TDK is, while he's going good, it's fine. But geez, we need a backup. We really do need a backup there. And there is no easy games. It's just that tight. How did Essendon get, I was sort of watching the ladder and I saw Essendon get second and I thought, how the hell are they up in second place? They just kept winning. But they've had a reasonably easy draw. But our guys are a lot more refined.
Yeah.
They've stepped up. They respect the jumper. They respect Vossi. They respect the club. That's what I see. I see total commitment to the Guernsey. You know what I mean?
Totally.
There's a difference, isn't there? Like they want to play for Carlton. No one's interested in leaving or getting traded, and this will come out in the salary cap as well. They'll take a hit to stay there. I believe we've got a 5-year ride coming. And there'll be multiple premierships if they can keep it going. But today proved to us that they can play 4 quarters of football and weather a storm. And they wanted that today. There was no way they were letting Essendon in. They really wanted it. You could see it. You could feel it, You could really feel that edge. They've got an edge now. You come to play Carlton, you've got a hell of a game on your hand, I tell you. And they've got
beat at the Blues now, you need to do something special.
You have to play above out of your skin because we're coming for 4 quarters. No position is a weakness. Our back six, our mids, our forwards, there's no weakness. They're absolutely, and it's a credit to the young guys. I won't mention any names because everyone knows what everyone's doing. And it's just so pleasing to see. And you watch the game. Oh, he's got it. Oh, geez. Oh, good kick. Good mark. Oh, that's good. Great backup. Fantastic tackle. It's all good. It's really, really fun to watch, isn't it? We're going to enjoy the rest of the season.
It is, mate. These are special moments. I'm very grateful to be sharing them with you all.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, Terry. It's a great job, mate, what you're doing, and everyone's fired up. And I appreciate, because I've come through the good years, and this is wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. This is now getting better every week. How good's this team going to get? Anyway, from northeast Thailand, 38 degrees here today. I need my swimming pool back, mate.
Get out there, mate. Get in the water. Cheers.
They're doing maintenance on it now, but we'll be back. Yeah.
All right,
we'll
mate.
Be back. All right.
See you
Take it easy. Thank you very much. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy the ride. Fantastic, Terry. Cheers.
How good. Dione? Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Dione, hello. She's made it to the fan cams.
I said, if if we win this week, I'm calling in. If we win this week, I'm calling in from Bangkok. So nice. We had I'm sorry, with that gentleman then, what his name was, is it Peter? I'm not sure, but from Thailand, and now me from Thailand. So
I'm very happy that you called in. This was a long time coming.
I know. I was going to put my glasses on, but now I can't see properly. So I've already had waiting. There were so many people in the fan cams. I already had one glass of wine, but I just topped it up a little bit more so that I could have another one. So, yeah. But actually, everybody that's called in tonight has really said a lot of the things that I wanted to say. Just little moments like Fogarty's goal. I love seeing that so much. And when I see Cow and what he did in that last quarter, I think he was good the whole game, but that last quarter, Vossi gave him a job to do, and he did not let that guy. I think Nick Martin got one touch after that, and he was cutting us up in the third quarter. He was Nick Martin, and he's a beautiful kick, that guy, gorgeous kick. Yeah, and just little moments. And at the end of the game, I don't know if you're at the game, you might not have seen it, but Vossi on the boundary line had his arm around Chincotta, just talking to him, and he loves him. You can tell. He really loves him.
He's such an important part of those unheralded guys. They're not paid as much as the big guys, but they do a role, and you can tell Chincotta's really passionate about his role, and no matter what it takes to play in the team. And to be fair to him, I think he's got the hardest job of anyone any given week, the guys that he's playing on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And one thing I noticed with both midfields today, I don't think anybody stood out in any of the midfields, actually, because players had specific jobs on other players, and I don't think Merritt got off the leash. I don't think any of our guys really did. I think George Hewitt was the one that stepped up when Cripps and Walsh had the clamp down on them. But I don't think it was just a strange game for me from who really was the best. And I do think Tom De Koning and TDK was the best. Yeah, I really do. I think it was our ruckman that was sensational, and Fox Footy afterwards were just raving about him. So he's arrived.
Do we have to plan a trip to Melbourne for you in September?
Well, ask me, Terry, if I believe.
Do you believe?
I believe. I believe I've booked my flight for September 2nd to come back for the whole month.
How good.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So definitely coming back in for the whole month, even if whatever happens, but I'll be home in September for the month of the finals. And I'm still an AFL member, so I've got my membership, so I can still go. So hopefully I can get tickets and stuff. So
amazing. Well, thanks so much for calling in. It's great to put a face to the name, even though I've seen your face before online. But cheers to us.
Cheers. Go Blues. See you. Bye.
Amazing. Lucinda, fresh red hair. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it away until you saw me, so I didn't expose that until today. You could sort of say that coincidentally they were red hot in time for me to be a full redhead like I should be. We all know that someone's joked about how the brown and red was Essendon hair. Well, fair enough. What a time to be fully flammable, because they're flaming hot. I think when the fan cams actually started, I was opposite the Pullman, and I was just like, please let me actually be in my room when I got back. Well, I had a lot of time to basically decorate my bed in celebration in the meantime. So I don't know how to reverse on here, and I'm not going to get disconnected. But to give you an idea, all right, so we've got this flag that I got at the Melbourne elimination final that sort of is the little sister to say, don't know if you can see it properly, but yeah, that one. Yep. And so essentially talking you through the majority of this setup, you've got the 4 masks I was wearing all at once for the whole, thing. Long story, won't go into it. The scarf, which is on the United Bay Navy Blue stuff. The, finals flags, because we've been manifesting finals again. And I didn't realize this, but I actually forgot to drink any water the whole time, even though I had 4 mini bottles with me because that's how intensely focused I was. And I almost feel like the third quarter was my fault because I was telling like the bummer next to me, well, a game can change in like 5 minutes. I didn't mean for it to like happen like that. But that said, I was fully prepared for people to complain about the third theoretically. And I'm like, okay, but the first and the second get us there. They worked butt off to have an unforeseen 32 margin so that, okay, they answer, we answer back. So it's back to the halftime score. They concede 16 points. But I mean, it's their job to defend a margin. Adding to it is icing. So they had the position to defend, not really needing to add to it until they had to. So there's like, there's always an alternate way to think of the one thing that people are going to bitch about, right? So I don't know if you can see this properly, but anyway, what I've done in red ink is I've done 4 exclamation marks for essentially the whole four quarters. I almost said quarters and Carlton at once. That's obviously testament to how excited I am. I've done a rectangle around rather, Carlton, written victorious with another 4, exclamation marks. Spoiler alert, those are representing the next 4 wins. But healthy respect to how we get there. But no, in general, it was a solid performance. Obviously, I don't know how, other than prayer, I got in. I was on level 1, which was ridiculous, considering I think my ticket was secured on Tuesday or Wednesday. So essentially, I was really glad that Mother Nature, listened to, the please don't go to the bathroom during statements for, obvious reasons more than injuries, but injuries first, hair second. So on Harry's situation, I'm like, I was confused because I knew that he took a while to get up, but I think he was signaling that he needed help, but I didn't know if he was concussed or if something happened, because to be honest, the moment it actually happened, I didn't see. I just saw someone down. I'm like, okay, it's not TDK, he's too big. And I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I've literally just said to his face that I pray that he and Charlie and the whole team don't get injured. And what happens? Like,
Well,
3 to 4 days later.
It was the same for me. I saw him go. I saw him down, and then I saw the way that he went off, and I thought, okay, well, he's going to go do a concussion test. So that's what 20 minutes, and then 15 minutes later, he's back on with shoulder strapping. So I don't know what actually went on there, but I think the main thing is I hope it doesn't linger. I hope it's okay, and I hope it is just a sore shoulder.
Yeah, it could be like a shoulder equivalent of a corky, I suppose. So I don't know if that can even be relevant.
Yeah, I watched the replay so I can see exactly what happened.
Yeah. So like, the first thing was everything happened so quickly. So my dad said, well, his brother and someone else fell on him. So what? That's 400 kilos between them. So that wouldn't have helped. I don't think Ben did anything, more than playful sort of, professional rivalry, because all the stuff that I captured, they were like looking after each other and they were basically shadowing each other. I mean, I'm not sure if they were just trying to prove that Photoshop was a load of bullshit, but they were gentle with everyone. And obviously being at the panel with him and Fev, I mean, you're talking about a situation where the one time they played VFL, they're both blind as anything without contacts, right? So they usually take ample spares. Well, okay, they're facing each other and Ben gets eye gouged. So the contact goes out, he doesn't have his spares. When he gets a chance, Harry goes to his locker and basically gives Ben a set of his contacts so he can stay on and actually, perform. So I don't think, knowing that insight, which is invaluable, I don't think that there was anything other than friendly fire and jest tonight. And I got, thanks for being on my new phone at this point, some really good special ones. I mean, I might have to film them given the, Essendon swearing in the background, because it was full on, even for me. I did not see the antisocial text number the whole time, but at least I turned it positive twice. Like at the moment, there was like one guy, same guy, 2 different occasions, said Jesus, obviously in a angry tone. And I'm like, yes, he is Jesus. Meanwhile, just to like cope with it. Because like now I actually understand what they're talking about with the reason why that, whole thing is in place. So there was that.
What is your belief like for the rest of the season?
Oh, I told Charlie and Patrick to their faces in March, I said, start with one at a time, but as long as you're on our list, we've got a 3-peat or 2. Let's just start with one grand final win. And if you want to I didn't get to say it in this way, but it was implied. And they laughed. I'm not sure if it was awkward laughing or put the pressure on us laughing, but I think they appreciated it. But basically, I mean, obviously it's a blur because they're in front of you for the first time, but I pretty much think I basically, once I got through the hi, how are you? So I said, being realistic, obviously get one first, but I think as long as we have you, a 3-peat is possible. And they obviously were happy with that. Maybe not the pressure side of it, but the, inspirational side of it. I think they like that. But that being said, I don't know the exact percentage in 22, but I think if we kicked it behind against Collingwood, we get 2 points, we're in the final. And obviously double that if it's a goal. I think if one other side had kicked 1 or more less, we're in. But we turned that into a prelim from God knows what. Now we're in 22, like the road to the near miss in the experience of 23. So you could argue, let's say we get there, there's no one that's going to stop Carlton when they're like legitimately, like they know they haven't been there for pretty much 3 decades. They're not going to mess that up. And, the men in yellow aren't going to mess it up either. But that being said, I just think why stop at 1 when, we can be greedy and hog it for a few years. Like if you ask me the 10-year plan without trying to do any, jinxing and voodoo stuff, I think we've got 5. I think there might be back-to-back, year off, back-to-back, blah, blah, blah. That being said, if we get 6 in a row, you're welcome. But I doubt it. Let's be realistic. And I actually am not surprised that my realistic is 2024 through to 26, and then let's reevaluate. And that's insane pressure for them. But you can also see that as, well, hell, she's got good faith then. And so there's 2 sides of the coin. They're not going to see it as, oh, well, great, now we really have that extra pressure. They're going to see it as let's see how we make that happen with realism intact.
Really, right. Well, let's see how it plays out. I look forward to following it week to week. And
yeah, me too.
I appreciate you. When did you get your hair done, by the way? Is it like a today job?
Tuesday.
Because
I had Seb and Harry on Wednesday.
Nice. All right.
So I finally had an excuse. But before I go, I think opening round messed up the whole season launch idea. So I always had this idea of, yes, it's last minute, so to speak, and obviously not a, full on thingy-bob. But I'm just wondering with the bye, if, a few of us can actually meet up maybe at Icon, just nothing official, just something to acknowledge 1 second, 2, just talking like this, but more of a high five version. Like if everyone's kind of available and it's not raining, there's a massive oval. Like if we're thinking about it a week in advance, maybe a few of us can kind of catch up and celebrate that way. Because I've got the grounds of we technically didn't have a season launch.
We will have a end of season function. I promise. Also, the Jumper Punch are doing their live show next week.
Okay, good point. Yeah.
There is that.
Okay. Yeah, good point.
And we will have plenty. I also have. There is a little something coming up soon. On Lygon Street. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
That I will be able to reveal maybe in about 2 or 3 weeks. But
Okay, well, that's enough of a buffer that, there's a potential in person on the cards, because we all know that the end of season party is going to have a friggin'
we
trophy.
will get there. We Lucinda, we will get there. But
Okay.
thanks so much for calling in.
Not a problem at all. You look after yourself, because you need to recover and watch the replay 50 times.
I do. All right. See ya.
See you later. Bye.
All right. Sam. Hello, mate.
Hello. I haven't been on one of these for a while, so it's exciting position to be in. So
Good to have you here, mate. I like your background there. You got Manny Pacquiao
Yes,
in there.
no, this is my dad's billiards room, and I had a couple of spare lights, and I thought I better chuck a blue light up there and see what it does. But no, it's an interesting position to be in. I was thinking about it before, like the run that we've had. The fixture we've had this year is probably one of the toughest starts to a season I can remember, with the teams that we had. And for me, it's probably a pass mark. I don't know for you at this point. Yeah, no, I'm very happy where we are. Now it's lead into the bye. Perfect way to lead into the bye. But it makes me think now hopefully we can get some injured stock back by, a couple of weeks. We've got that up our sleeve now, and we could almost probably have close to our best 22 probably before in the next 3 to 4 weeks possibly. Which begs the question, what is that now? I wonder. With so many people who've shown their shown their spot and played really well. It's a debate.
I think that's the most exciting part of what's happening, is that there is still clearly upside.
Yeah.
And that's
this time last year, the Carlton was the lowest point, and I couldn't think of any upside at all. And little did we know that it would turn around, but no, that is the most exciting and almost scary point, is that there's still so much to come and so much unknown. But I would love to see so much in our forward. Like chucking Zach up forward, it would never have crossed my mind before, but you can't pull him away now. The only thing that would I would say risk his spot up there is if we didn't get some of the injured defenders back. But if most of them come back, then he's playing the role that we've wanted for so long, that small forward, but we've just been burdened by injury. And I'm sure this has been mentioned already tonight. I think the occasion was a bit big. They say they play the occasion, not the game, and that was certainly for both guys, because they averaged their lowest game, apart from the free kick, which was possibly very hilarious, and I can't wait to listen to that in their podcast this week. But
I am very much looking forward to listening to the Ben and Harry talk in their studio.
But what are we going to do? A week off? I don't want a week off. I'm ready to go for Geelong.
Yeah. Now, look, it's an important couple of weeks now, because you get 2 weeks into Pito recovery, 2 weeks into Jack Martin, 2 more weeks into Cottrell, 2 more weeks into Chera. And I think also the boys that have been playing, they're probably banged up. I think McGovern's had some sore ribs, and today, I don't know if it was a hammy, a corky, a calf. I have to go look at it, but it's come at a good time. And then before we know it, we're going to have what do we got now? We've played 13 games, so we've got 10 to go. Is that right? Or 11?
Oh, I don't know.
How many games do you play? You play 23. Is that right? I think.
Or is it 24 now because of gather round? Or am I wrong?
I think there's 24 rounds, but you play 23. Someone in the chat, can someone help me out?
It's too late for that sort of thinking.
Too late. Anyway, the point is, it's a long stretch coming.
Yes, and we've got a fair few couples. So I'm pretty sure we play our next 3 at the G from now on as well. So that's pretty good. Want to be playing more. I hopefully the discussion in the next couple of years, as much as Marvel's kind of improved and we've got decent form there, we got to be playing more games at the G now. We've got the 100,000 now. There's no reason why we can't be playing more games at the G now. So hopefully they restructure that kind of deal because. I mean, that's the game. That's where you win the big prize there. So as many games as possible there is an advantage. So exciting.
Yeah, very good. It's 23 games with 25 rounds with 2 buys. Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Perfect.
Sam, hey, great to have you call in. Cheers.
Cheers to you. Have a good.
All right. We've got Danny, Tolls, Toby, and Mark. Home stretch. Tolls, hello, mate.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
What a game! It was just just textbook.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Look, full transparency. I am the resident Essendon apologist. My dad is a diehard Essendon fan, so I've grown up with them as my second team. So I thought it's appropriate for me to bring a very important message from the airport right now. Please, if you have some money to spare, please donate to the Essendon Football Club, because if we don't donate to Zach Merritt's bail fund, chances are he might spend the night behind bars with how Alex Chincotta locked him up tonight. So yeah.
I think we've found our new Carazzo in Chincotta.
Absolutely. I think 3 weeks ago, Michael Voss got, a visit from the ghosts of football past that said, put Zach Williams up front and Chincotta in the middle. As
seems to be working, doesn't it?
What a masterstroke of a change there. And, just put the faith in TDK to be the solo rock.
Well, I mean, it's the faith in TDK, but it's also TDK really he's forced it, hasn't he? He's just, it's so interesting watching Pito grow and evolve into the best version of himself as a player. Tom as well.
Yeah.
Like both of them have grown and evolved into the best versions of themselves.
I was kind of concerned about, TDK is making the rock conversation difficult, but I think someone mentioned before, Pito is absolutely good enough to hold down solo rock for a game where, if we want to manage TDK, they can both play a great game on their own.
What are you eating?
Curried sausage.
Sausage.
Not quite chicken nuggies and onion rings, but
no, that's emergency food.
Emergency food, yeah.
That was emergency food. Yeah, that's when shits hit the wall. When I'm eating on Fan Kingdoms.
I almost wanted to make a compilation comparison between this Fan Cams and last year of the comparison between I feel like I've learned learned a bit of patience from this year, almost just of how good we're being versus the last year where it's just what happened to our team?
What happened to our club? Oh, that's hilarious. No, it's good. It's good to see that last year was in the past and they've moved on from it.
I'm looking forward to ratings again this week. The ratings for these 3 weeks have been amazing. I
got a feeling that we're going to get a lot of 7s
Yeah.
6.5s and 7s.
Like that's what I've been saying. It's not a premiership team. Isn't the one where you get four 9.5s. It's not the team where you get 4 blues. It's the team where you get no yellows.
Yeah.
Like, and I think this is almost a no yellow performance.
Like a green all around.
Like a flat green.
Yeah.
Like
true.
we're getting to the point where our team is so consistent. Like this wasn't a star game. Like Charlie Kerno he's still keeping his streak of multiple goals.
Yeah.
But he didn't start this game.
Yeah.
Harry, has to be said, you almost got to say that Ben won the Mackay ball.
Yeah.
Apart from that first goal, like he pretty much kept Harry in check. But it was Lidge. It was Elwes. It was Blake Acres kicked it. Well, he kicked 1 goal. He shanked the other one, but it's the rest of them. Like the coaches of the other teams must be fucking terrified now.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you how do you shut us down?
Yeah.
Like,
you can shut one down, someone else.
You can shut one down. Like the coaches of the other team are looking at their fucking list going, who the fuck is Jordan Boyd? Who the fuck is fucking Corey Durden? Who the fuck are these guys?
Tolls, very good, mate. Very good.
Like,
oh god.
You've got the bottom of our team is having killer games now.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us a premiership side.
Yeah. Very good. Well, mate, as always, pleasure to have you on. Thanks for calling in.
Enjoy your wine. It's the strongest red you've seen tonight.
Cheers, mate. All right. Danny.
Hey, Tess. How are you, mate?
Mate, I reckon I'm delusional at the moment.
I think after the Sydney loss, if you remember, I came on and I think it was right after, I forgot the guy's name, but he keeps us in check and keeps us honest. He's very pessimistic in his ways in terms of just having
Joel.
That's it. Has he actually? Because I haven't joined the fan cams today earlier. Was he there today?
So no. So Joel messaged me saying, "Great win. No fan cams tonight. I might just have to have a dose of humble pie." So I think we'll see Joel soon, but he's up and about.
Yeah.
He's excited.
Nah,
Yeah.
Of course he is. Of course he is. I saw the chat once. He obviously was making those comments after the Collingwood game and the Sydney game and saying that he knew what's going to happen. But then the good thing is he's an honest man and just expects more, which is good because we need those kind of fans who keep us in check and who don't go week by week just thinking that we are the premiership contenders and the next we are pretenders. I don't even know if that's a term, but it just gets tossed around a lot in the media where everyone's a pretender. But anyway, cutting to the chase, mate, after the Sydney loss, told you, let's not jump the gun. Then Gold Coast happened. We saw that turnover game make a comeback. Amazing. I was like, okay, Gold Coast doesn't travel well. So let's see what happens with Port Adelaide. Right. I didn't join last week, but my God, was that game amazing. That was almost like we had an ace up our sleeve and you were like, you know what? We're going to play in the fourth quarter when you guys don't have enough time to make a comeback. That's what I felt. Because it was amazing. 6 goals belting, Port Adelaide. Again, you call them pretenders, but you can only beat who's in front of you. And then Essendon. To be honest, it was one of those games where, you know what, they kind of play our kind of brand where they bring contest and pressure. But you know what? We start well. We always start well. We always did. Sydney game, we start well. Melbourne game, we start well. Collingwood game, we start well. All the games that we have played, we start really well. And that was the barometer for me. When we started the game, I was like, okay, let's see how the boys are. And for me, the tail of the tape is Terry. I don't know how you saw the game, but he can stop Cripps. Cripps had less than 20 disposals, 19. I know that because I lost a multi, but that's what it is. Walsh, 22 disposals, one of his lowest in the past 9 weeks. but it's the unsung heroes. It's the Fogarty who kicks that goal. It's the Lidge. These are the kind of games that you live for. These are the kind of games that you play. 88,000 capacity, playing a Sunday King's birthday game. It's the way he stood up and took his 3 goals. So much composure. I think the first quarter when he kicked those goals, I was like, if he shanks it, it is one of those moments where the game can either tilt away from you or it can come in, it just can ride the wave and bring it home. And that's what he did. So calm, so composed on the ball. He kind of just reminded me of Cortez, like where Cottrell is very low key, and you can when you see the ball in his hand, you have that sense of calmness, and that's what I get with Lidge. What do you believe? Do you think that's?
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just so excited for the next 10 years with him. If he can just stay consistent, stay committed, stay professional, and just really perfect his craft as a professional on and off the field, I think we've got a special talent on our hands. And I think the fact that Walsh, Cripps, Mackay, and Curnow and Wiedering were not in our best players is a huge testament to how far we've come.
Agreed. Couldn't have said it better. And the development of Ollie Hollands. He gave him a shout out 2 weeks ago, and you can see 10 disposals don't do justice to how the game that he played, because he was everywhere.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. And you cannot talk about this game and not talk about the guy who was best on ground, the fucking DK. Mate. Right. I actually spoke to Konzi. I just called in one of his Send Breakfast shows and spoke about TDK. He loves TDK. He almost just was obsessed with TDK, King Cons. But it's just amazing how he has just turned the tide. And kudos to our coaches, our ruck coach. I forgot the name, but he's amazing. The work he's done with him, the work he's doing with Murkov. I can see the development that he's having in the VFL with some of the highlights that I've seen. It's amazing. But the only thing is, Terry, when TDK is not on the field, he's not going to be there 100% of the game. That's when we looked a bit weak, and that's where we could have been scored on 2 or 3 goals. Where I know Cripps was obviously trying not to play ruck so that he can actually be the receiver of the ball and probably just dispose the ball and into the forward 50. But then we had Kennedy there, and he was literally being played like. The other ruckman was just stuffing the ball wherever he wanted to. I think it was Peter Wright at the time. But that's the only thing. You always take learnings from the game. I always feel like you either you'll learn. That's what it is. And if you see, Terry, that's what's happened. You would rather play these games against Sydney's, against the Geelongs, against Collingwoods, all those tough games in the earlier part of the season. You take your learnings from there and you build on that, rather than having to play the easy games like how Essendon has done. And then you come to the latter part of the home and away season, then you're like, oh, look, we have found mounting now. What are we going to do? We don't know. And you're just kind of in a panic situation. So I feel like having those games, yes, we've played the toughest games. I think Pom had said on average, we've played the top, I think, 6 best teams if you average it out over the time that we've played the 13 rounds. So that's amazing, because we take the learnings, and that's what Vossi said in his press conferences, being very honest, that we've taken the learnings from there, and you can see it. How we are turning the ball, Tez, we were probably after the first 4 weeks, after Pitto, or you can say Walsh came back, because you can't just pin it on Pitto. Walsh came back as well at the same time as Pitto did. It's just that in that particular game, we also lost Saad and McCowan, which are actually one of the reasons why we have our turnover game from the defensive half going. So you see that, and after the learnings that we took after the 4 weeks, we dropped in our turnover game. I think Daniel Hoyne, who's our champion star, our guru, he always says that the last 17 of the 18 premiers are the ones who actually were the first or top 3 in the turnover game. You can't ignore that fact. And the ability to punish, amazing. And that's what my takeaway was. Essendon brought their pressure. Their pressure rating it's not that they played shit. Yes, the kind of scoreboard kind of reflected the last 12 months, how we just could not take our chances. Essendon had that in the third quarter. And the way we absorb that pressure, the way how we have those defenders back, and we know we can take that pressure, absorb it. They had 20 or 25 more inside 50s than us.
They did. Yeah, they had so many more opportunities than us. I don't have it in front of me. But yeah, they did.
Mm.
And a lot more.
Tez, so I think in the last, the third quarter, I think we scored 1 goal, 1 behind, and I think they had 9 scoring shots. Out of they only scored 2 goals from that, or 3 or 6 or whatever. And that was the quarter where, see, the thing is, you cannot contain the best teams for 4 quarters.
No, you
It won't
can't.
happen.
No,
It
that's
won't
right.
happen. It won't happen. For a premiership team and the France team, you see where the contested games actually just gets up to another level in France footy. And that's when you know your defense is going to be rock solid. So you have to bank on that. And I'm so glad. Like, McGovern just fucking keeps giving me heart attacks when he goes off the field and he comes back. I think it was a corky again.
Hope
But
so.
well, I hope as well, because it has, like, you know what, I understand, like, premierships have been won by your squad and you got to have a good, you know, all of that. But having your best players is just different. Your system is much better.
It does.
And
It does.
and
Danny?
and yep, last thing, Sadi.
Yep.
Shout out to Sadi. How good was he?
Adam Sud. No. It's gonna happen.
I
I'm
love
telling
that.
you.
I love that. No, mate, amazing. So you enjoy your bye week. It's going to be a good week for me as well. A couple of weeks sitting on number 2s comfortably, and see how other games play out. But mate, yeah, have a good week, and see you on the rating show, and I'll see you around, mate. But yeah, go
All right,
Blues.
mate.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Danny. See you, mate. I've missed a few donations here. Oh, wow. I've missed a lot. Lone Wolf Ant, $5. How good is footy now? After many years of rubbish, we have finally seen the light. How good is beating those frauds? Yeah. The Booze Hound, $5. Depth coming through. Finally, we're serious contenders. Baggers back to being a threat. Love you, big Tez. Hashtag Essendon. Robbie Cook, go Baggers. Bev Tone with the $5. Cheers for having me. Oh, this was you, Evan. That's cool. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Been meaning to get on for years. I thought it's better late than never. Mate, you are welcome on anytime. Peter V, Blue Bagger, one of the very first members of this channel, paid member. Essendon Edge has got hit by a spanner going right back to the hanger. Carlton Edge just add a tag with a chink with a Z will up forward, stronger together. Very good. All right, Toby, and then Mark, and then we're done. Toby, hello, mate.
Hey, Teds, how are you, Matt?
You know, want to know how I am?
Mate, you're up in about. That's why.
Hey! That's
hey! The Blues are second, mate. How good, mate, as everybody said tonight, and me and my mum after the game, so I was going to come in and go, hey, Terry, Essendon, if you just don't take a step, you might actually miss it. And bye-bye, Essendon. Bye-bye. Where? Hey, hang on. Oh, can I hear? Hey, Terry, I don't know if you can hear something. Is it Essendon going, oh, we're out of the 8 now? Oh!
Are they out of the 8 now? Is that true?
Yep. They're gone, mate.
Oh, they're going
Bye-bye.
out of the 8. Right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Hey,
And
tell me about the game. Tell me about the game. What did you think about the game?
Mate, I thought Sard, his efforts tonight to get back, when they were coming back, I love Sard. Everyone just stood up tonight. And it's just good. We're starting to, as you said to most people tonight, do you believe? Yes, I believe. I reckon we've got something special. But I was talking to a mate from South Gippsland, who's a Carlton supporter as well, and he said we can't drop off in the second half of the season. And that's a problem that we've had. But I don't think we will this year. I don't think we will. I think we've got the belief that we can keep going on and run.
Yeah.
And say, okay, if we do that, because then if that comes, we'll get on that run and back it into finals. And then we'll start to believe that, okay,
1 week at a time. Don't look too far ahead because finals is a different ball game, Terry.
Totally.
You start
Isn't
again.
it funny? Yeah, well, that's exactly. I was about to say we put so much emphasis on these games, and if we're a top 4 side, we're going to beat this team and beat that team, and then you get your wins, and then you get to finals, and none of it matters. You just start again.
Exactly, man.
Are you ready for a finals run, mate? Have you got one in you?
Terry. For a bloke who's played a couple of finals myself, mate, am I ready for a final series? Damn straight I am, mate. Damn straight. I'm here again, mate. I'll be here.
All right. What about the Cats? What do we need to look forward to about the Cats in a couple of weeks?
Mate, hopefully we look forward to a win, and that would be nice because they're next, and then we'll look after that. I'm not getting too far ahead. I'm taking it one step at a time.
Wow, everyone's matured. I've asked a few people that tonight, and the same answer comes: 1 week at a time.
Yep, exactly. Terry, because if you look, it's the same for me now. I'm starting to change a lot in my life. And as you know, I've come on here and I've said a lot of things since I've been part of this channel. But I'm starting to believe now that I'm starting to grow differently. I'm starting to think about footy in a different way. I said this to my brother a couple of weeks ago after one of my games. And I think I'm starting to enjoy the game more now as I'm getting older. Because you've got to appreciate what's happened at the club to see what success we're bringing to the club now. And our fan base is bringing that. We're louder. We're prouder. We're standing as Carlton supporters with passion again. And it's just like, the way how we did stuff tonight to that little girl who ran out with the boys tonight, that was, that's amazing. That's a Carlton Football Club.
Yeah.
That's a story that she'll have for the rest of her life. That, to me, that's the Carlton Football Club, man.
Yeah, it's a good point.
That's our fans.
Yeah. What's planned for the bye over the next week, mate? You going to chill out? What's the plan?
Well, I've got, I'm just going to chill, watch other games and probably reflect on the Blues and go, okay, what's coming up next? What have we got to look forward to? And then just, as I say, Matt, we buckle up, we go again, and let's see what can happen this season. Because, Terry, as a lot of people have said to you tonight, Matt, we bottle this up. We got something special coming, Matt. So, but we'll wait and see.
We will wait and see. Toby, you have a good night, my friend.
I will, Terry. You too. Up the baggers.
Up the baggers, mate. See ya.
See ya.
All right. Before we go lucky last, there's like 397 odd of you here between Facebook and YouTube. The link in the chat is for the pin. For those of you who haven't got a pin yet, just remember, when we win a flag, this pin becomes $18. Where is it? There it is. I've pinned it to the live chat, and I've got it in there as well. So make sure you get yours before the next game. Mark, let's finish off, my friend. Let's do this.
How are you, man? Got me at a good time. Mate. Just recently got home.
I saw that. I was watching you drive, and I thought, we'll wait for you to be lucky last, mate. You can have the final word.
Or if anything, I was actually going to have my mum just say a few words, and then by the time I get out of the car, then I'll just go upstairs and speak from there. So, no, but we're all good. We can settle now. And, Do you want me to try and push this to 3 hours? We've never done a 3-hour show before, haven't you?
Have
We're
we
getting
done a 3
close.
Have we done a 3-hour fan games before?
We got 10 and a half minutes. So I've got a fair bit on my chest. And, mate, why not? Especially against those prima donna filths like the Bombers. Shout out to a good friend of mine from Adelaide, Alex Marateo, who's obviously a big Essendon man. Told you so. You were just warming up our second spot for us. And here we are. So it's a good feeling. Good mature win, actually. I was just saying it to, obviously, the other OG, Alex Kayafa, after the game, which I can't remember the last time we had a really true professional win where they threw as many punches as they could. Again, they were very insufficient in front of goal. That's 2 weeks in a row for them. And really good to actually punish a side on turnover, which has always been the big facet in our game throughout the years, which we always have to work for our goals. But we're able to make it a little bit easier for ourselves, which is obviously pleasing. And that does help with a lot of growth inside and outside the club. So it's good.
Yeah. Were you at the game tonight?
Yeah, mate. Was able to sneak some tickets at the AFL members reserve from one of my mum's closest mates with their son, and we were able to score 3 tickets for my brother, myself, and my mum for only just a combined 30 odd bucks. When you got people that are trying to scam left, right, and centre for 120s and 250 tickets each, which I just think to myself, that's just crazy and absurd. I mean, I know.
I saw a little bit of that this week. I don't know. It's tough. It's a dark world out there, isn't it?
Man, it's absurd. I mean, it's just another regular home and away game. I mean, look, then again, for Essendon, this is like a grand final. For us, it's just another game because we've been used to that 90-odd thousand. I know I was under that, but we're used to that bigger type crowd atmosphere. So, but it was good. Really good to obviously show him his boss.
I'm curious to ask you, can you reflect on 12 months ago playing the Bombers and that hole that we got in and then what you saw tonight?
Well, I mean, God. Again, Terry, I'm actually a bit speechless on this one because it kind of hits a bit hard because obviously I had my thing, not just with you, but quite a lot of other people, which was dark in a lot of ways. And then, of course, it's funny when as time heals and you do forgive yourself. Now here we are where, you know, you got to go through the good and the bad. But at the end of the day, we never leave the club that's always been loyal to us. So it's like in any relationship, man. You know, you're going to have these arguments and things that, you know, you'll say things and do things, like I've said time and time again, that, you know, it's happened. Then you think about it, you try to forgive your sins, and you start to roll on with it again because, you know, we're just the other pieces towards the club. You know, obviously no individual is bigger than any club. We're all just doing our bit. You know, sometimes we might think like that in a sense, but overall, the bigger picture is that we just do our part to obviously support it and, most importantly, feel inclusive as ever. So, I mean, it is fascinating to obviously where we were this time 12 months ago, because, I mean, if you can pretty much recall going back to round 6 of last year, I straight up told you and everybody that our season was done. And it's funny in a way where, you know, I was kind of right at one point, and then not even the most complete biased, optimistic person would think would go on that big run that we did last year. I mean, look, it was literally virtually impossible, but we somehow did. And that was the ultimate roller coaster you'll ever see for a very long time for any team to go from 15th pretty much to being in the last 4 of last season and a couple of half kicks away. And here we are where we're in a better position. And I mean, you would have remembered in 2022, we're around this record as well. And then obviously, well, we know what happened there. But I think this time around, I think we're very more primed to, I'd say, hold our spot. But in saying that, even after the bye, Geelong's another big one. Of course, when we had our opportunities against them, we did let that slip. And I just feel that, you know, if we can return the favour and get them, which will be huge, because if you have a look at the live ladder right now, seeing a side like GWS losing to Hawthorn, and we've got a bit of a gap on them where they're a top 4 fellow contender. And let's not turn a blind eye. I still think, obviously, Sydney, they're the Wings Far Lap type horse at the moment. Let them just do their thing. That's all right. Let them do their thing. Still keeping an eye on GWS. I'm still going to keep an eye on Collingwood because of the mental scars under the Craig McRae era. Let's not forget about them. Just because they're outside of the 8 at the moment, I'm not turning a blind eye on them. And yeah, look, obviously Geelong, because they've been the most consistent side in the last 15 to 20 years. So, I mean, we just want to keep building as that true professional side in which, you know, you don't want to just look back and think you've had a good year or 2 or 3. I mean, I think it's a blessing when you've been good as like Geelong and Sydney for 15, 20 years and you can get away with not being in finals for a year or 2 because people don't remember that. They just remember the constant years of you being up there for 7, 8 years straight. And then you do another 7, 8 years straight. Remember, in this century, we've gone a cycle of 8, 9, 10 years without finals. And we get there and then another 8, 9, 10 years. We can't have that anymore. You think of the years 09, 10, 11, we played finals. And then there you go. So from 23, you'd hopefully like to think 24. And for whoever knows how long, we obviously got to keep enjoying the moment now, enjoy the ride as it is. But I think these current players out there and the club are slowly starting to get it completely. Like, exactly. When was probably the last win that you can recall that your Fab 5 in Cripps, Walsh, Wiedering, Mackay and Curnow that were, let's say, were obviously not our absolute best players, you know?
Yeah, well, we didn't rely on them to drag us over the line, and we didn't rely on them to win the game. I mean, they played a role, but there were no standout. They were not standouts tonight. Cripps played a good quarter. I thought Walsh, it wasn't bad. He just wasn't prolific.
But that's the good thing. But that's actually what makes this win really, really good, because then they can't really say that, you know, that our top 5 to 6 players would always just get the job done. I mean, like, you'll definitely have a bit of a decision to make as far as who's your unsung hero or doing a bit, because you obviously do love your doing a bit section. I mean, who gets it? Is it a Elijah Hollands? Is it an Alex Chincotta? Is it a Brody Kemp? Is it TDK?
Who would you give it to?
Who would I give it to? It's a bloody good question. Look, if I had to pick one, I'm probably going to say Chincotta. Simply that for him to hit the scoreboard. A couple of them, in fact, in that last quarter on Merritt. I think Merritt still had a bit of the board, but in saying that, he wasn't as damaging. It's one thing to get 25 and 30 still, but not be as prolific. And I mean, what? Chincotta had about 10, 11 himself, but I think kicking the 2 goals, that's worth as good as gold. And
I mean, Merritt had 21 touches, 11 tackles. Chincotta had 10 touches too. It's a phenomenal story, Chincotta. It really is.
Oh, yeah. Like, Zach Williams also snagging a couple as well. I mean, he's now gone, 4-3-2? Well, if he follows that pattern, so we might sneak him for one after the bye, and then who knows, maybe we might have him on a bit of cold ice. But no, look, it's really good that, you know, only 3 goals between Charlie and Harry tonight. When was the last time you could say that as far as winning a game's perspective? So there's like 12 out of our 15 from the rest, it's bloody good. I mean, they try to throw everything at us in that third quarter, as everybody would know. But no, I never really threatened, to be perfectly honest. I think it probably would have maybe been a bit interesting if they got within, let's say, a kick or definitely under. Or if anything, they probably would have said to themselves, they probably should have maybe hit the front, because, I mean, it's funny when I was looking at the stats, they score, well, think about it, there's 70 points, 10 less of entries to that. Anyways, a bit muffled on there. Basically, 60 inside 50s they had for a score of 70, which is pretty piss poor. And we had like 1 entries to ours 96, you know, just to tick under around 35, 40% of our entries. if that were related into scores. Well, actually, if anything, 21 scoring shots out of our 41. So basically, in a sense, that's like half the entries where we would actually look to score, which is pretty frightening at the same time. So,
Mark,
bloody good.
It's been 10 minutes. We're going to hit 3 hours. I'm done.
We've got 30 seconds, but you know what?
Final comments before we wrap up.
Oh, the final comment is basically this. We're in the top 2. We'll see Sydney soon, whether it's at the MCG on the big day, who knows, or at the same time, let's just try and keep building this form up. I mean, we knew that was a one-off 3 weeks ago, and look what we've done in the last 3 weeks. Average winning margin of 5 goals, and let's enjoy the bye, and off we go. 3 bloody hours it is, mate. Well done. Congratulations.
I think that is a record for fan cams. I think you're right.
We did it, mate. And especially
We did.
against those filth, they deserve every bit of it.
They do. They
Up
do.
the boys.
Been a pleasure, mate. Take care.
You too. Enjoy the break.
See ya. 3 hours on the fan cams. You've got to be kidding me. All right. That's the end of the fan cams, ladies and gents. It's the end of round 13. We beat the Bombers by 26 points. I think the most interesting part about tonight was how much I cared about beating the Bombers, and then after the siren, how much I didn't care about beating the Bombers. Yeah, how much I didn't care about beating the Bombers. The most important thing was just winning and then moving on. So interesting all around. Hey, Sayaf, shout out to you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for organizing tonight. It was special. And we did a special fan cams, 3-hour fan cams just to rub it in. So thanks to everyone that called in. Honestly, it's a bloody pleasure to sit here and listen to all of you and what you have to say and observe and ask questions. Seeing the passion of all of you is just not just for me. I think for those of you watching as well, to see the passion for a couple of hours after a game is really special. So thank you. I'm grateful. I'm tired. I'm delusional. And I'm going to bed. Go Blues. See you guys.